Mhm. So it's what it is. Cigar pairings. You know what goes with what. What do you think would go good with something else? 9 times out of 10, it's a bad idea. Um, Although like goes with like. So if you have a shade grown cigar, Ecuadorian Ecuadorian Connecticut's are not shade grown, no, they're grown in cloud coverage. So it's similar concept instead of cheesecloth, but still it's a Connecticut shade. It is what it is, but still similar concept. So yeah, you can have two Connecticut's back to back. Even if they're not the same, if they're the same, I think even better. So maybe if they're both Connecticut's not the same, let's see. Let's say Maduro's. You go with Mexican San Andreas. If you're not going to have the same exact cigar for a second cigar, if you're going to pair it, maybe another Mexican San Andreas. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not. But you can never go wrong with the same cigar back to back. Now, if we're going to start going with different wrappers for back to back, um, I truly believe that like a Connecticut shade, whether Ecuadorian Connecticut or true Connecticut, and like a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro or Skir, um, really go well hand in hand. Um, they're like equal but opposites, and I think they play well together. Um, I don't think like Habanos and Connecticut's play too well together. I don't think Habanos and uh, uh, Habanos and Maduros play with it. Like if you go from like a strong Habano cigar, like Enrico Habano, to like a Padron 26. Uh, you know what I'm saying? And then if you go with the real high end cigar that's in its own place, like an Opus, nothing really pairs well with Opus but Opus. And I can't stress that enough. Now, you could, the benefit of milder cigars or lighter shade cigars, if you go with that cigar first, it it's generally not going to ruin a second cigar. But if you go with any cigar first, then go to Connecticut, you're kind of wasting your time because the first cigar overpowered, and you go to the second cigar and you're going down. You're not feeling anything. So it is what it is. In this combination, I'm definitely doing one cigar, but we'll see how I feel. It's a fun episode. We're doing this both sent to us by Dream Life. Appreciate it, Dream Life. Now this is Angelenos 2017 edition limitada, Republica Dominicana. Um, this was sent by Dream Life, and this was sent by Dream Life. I don't think I've had the Anejo in this big fat torpedo. My God, is this a 6 by 54 torpedo or a 6 by 56 torpedo? I don't know. Then we have Angelinos. I've never had this. I've had the nail many times, but not in this size. So we're going to do what we have to do. We're going to drink water because it is what it is. Water is a gift. Is what it is. Now, I brought some lighting here, but I don't know if the lighting was going to help or hurt me. It was be glaring in there, be easier to see. I don't know. I don't know if that's too much. I don't know. That's kind of scary. I don't know. I don't know. Is that too bright? Too bright? Richie. I think it's too glaring. I think it was a good idea. Yeah, yeah. too much. But I don't know if it's a good idea. And then if the missus sees the shit outside, she's just gonna flip the shit. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. Where'd you try to spice it up? Yeah, the lighting is not good. I have to put it somewhere else. It's like blinding me. It's gonna hurt my eyes. So it is what it is. Wife's leaving in front of you. Why don't you put them up your ass, Anthony? Okay. All right. So Gail Sack is smoking cheroots. That's what it is. Now, if somebody could look this up, but I'm pretty positive the Angelenos is a Prometheus under Prometheus, right? And this is for made by Fuente, and it's made by that guy. Well, the guy not made by the guy, but it's that guy that he was in Godfather 3, he played the villain. I don't know how he's connected. Somebody look that up. Look up Angelenos single cap. Look up Angelenos, and you're gonna see the guy from Godfather 3, the bad guy. They're all bad, but the one you're not supposed to like. It doesn't smell like an Opus X. Here's what it is: soft, gentle heat. I can't stress that enough. Wow, Sack is here. We haven't seen Sack in forever. Sack, we're glad you're alive, and we're glad you're not in prison. Congratulations. Congratulations. We're happy you're here. Really appreciate it. Okay. Soft, gentle heat. Yeah, that wrapper's gonna burn fast. Soft, gentle heat. Already off the bat, that's a really nice flavor. Could somebody look up the blend here? Do I gotta say it again? Could somebody look up the blend here, the Angelenos 2017? I get it. It's pretty much it's a special edition what? High end Fuente. Um, I don't know if it's using Opus X tobacco. Oh, that's really good. Now, if this is a 2017 release, that means it already started off as a Connecticut. But then it has what? 6 years plus? Six and change? Anthony, how long have you had these? It's a 2017. Angelino's 2017. I'm going to tell you right now, off the bat, 55% darkness. It feels like a nice Connecticut cigar. However, though, it has very magical flavor. That is a really good cigar. Now, the question is, if you don't hold the smoke on this, you're really gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out. PG, are you still there? Is PG still around? Sack, what Sack? What is wrong with you? Do I gotta say it again? Are you deaf? It's in the title of the episode, and I've said it like 4 times. I've said it like 4 times. How many more times? Sack, Angelenos, 2017. Sack, you're already pissing me off. Hold on a second. I got something for you to say. Hey, how you doing?
I can't decide what to smoke. Should I smoke maybe a HR Claro?
It's a
Seems
powerful.
reasonable.
It's a powerful cigar. I've already had to put Sack in the dome.
Yeah, another day, another sack in the
He's
dome.
so
Dude.
frustrating. Like the title of the title of the cigar I'm smoking is in the title. And then I've been
Yeah.
talking about it. I said like 4 times since you've been on. And then I'm like, guys, could you just someone look up the blend? He's like, oh yeah, what's the year on that? I'm like, oh, 2017. And then he's like, oh, so what cigar are you smoking? Like, bro, I've already said it 4 fucking times. Like,
Damn, dude.
dude.
You know, it's funny because he was always complaining about, not getting laid, and then the way he acts, man, I mean, it's like it's exactly how you don't want to act if you want to get laid. I don't know, man. I'm still rooting for the guy no matter what. No matter what, man.
Yeah, I mean, nobody likes when you're kicking underdog, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But at the same time, though, he's a pain in the ass. God.
It's
Hey, what's up, Johnny? What's up, Sacco? Anthony P. Yeah, it's Ecuadorian rapper, Dominican filler, but the question is, the Angelenos is made by Fuente under Prometheus. Um, what's so special about it? Like, the price point isn't crazy. I think I saw now MSRP. I think I saw the MSRP was like around $15. I think maybe 16, which seems reasonable. But then again, that's when you start seeing Fuente MSRP. That doesn't mean anything, you know. The question is though, I don't think these things have the same demand. And I could be wrong, maybe because they're small batch, but like
I've yeah, I've seen
it's
those
still a
around.
it's still a Connecticut shade cigar, like, you know, and it's not that strong. So I can't see like people get going nuts and like buying all these and hoarding. You know what I'm saying? Though, like as an opus or anything else.
People, I often have seen those on the internet. I don't think people they're not sought after in the same way. That and the God of Fire. Sacco, I'm trying to smoke a cigar, but dude, I can't even think about what to smoke, man. I don't know why. I can't.
I'll say this is a really nice cigar, but it's a very gentle cigar. But also, it says 2017. So here's the question: Does that, here's the question:
Mhm.
Does that mean this cigar is made in 2017, or the tobacco's from 2017 and it was released last year? Does you make what I'm saying though? There's a big difference.
I think.
You know?
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. I know a lot of them. I think they're yearly releases, and I think they're labeled. Someone would have to correct me on that, but I think they're labeled by the year that they come out.
It was kind of crazy to me as I knew nothing about the brand. If I had to
Hmm.
guess, I'm gonna guess that this 2017 was made 2017. So I'm gonna tell you what, it it has that really aged tobacco feeling on a Connecticut where it's almost airy. It's almost you're just tasting what it would have been, and it's like the ghost of the cigar, which in some ways is quite interesting.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying though? But if you're looking for a full experience, obviously you're not going to go with this cigar. But it is very delicious though.
I think I have a cigar like that actually. Sorry, continue. Yeah.
It's
Does
it's
it? Does it?
very
Yeah.
beautiful black pepper spice, slight earth, nice dry cedar, creamy vanilla, and a little bit of raw sugar. But the quality of the notes are really high end. Um,
Hmm.
the finish is actually quite long for the cigar, so I feel like if I would have gotten this in the original intent to be even stronger, and if I'm wrong on this, if this was released recently, then definitely you don't want to age this for 7 years because it feels like it's been a cigar aged for 7 years in a Connecticut.
Hmm.
So I kind of hope it was released 7 years ago, to kind of understand why the strength came down.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
even for Connecticut, it's extremely chill.
Yeah.
It felt like it had more power, but it's just been aging. But it's very, very delicious and high end. But you have to almost hold the smoke and go, would it felt like this?
Yeah.
It's not a ballsy cigar at all.
I see what you mean. Okay, so I've selected a cigar based on that, and it's not as interesting of a cigar, but uh, I quite like it. I found these CAO Golds in the Double Perfecto. It's the 6x60 Double Perfecto. You'd
Yeah,
think this would be the worst cigar of all time. I bought it on Cbid, and I was like, I shouldn't have bought that. You know what I mean? It was impulse buy, but they're actually, I quite like them. So we'll see how it performs today. But
is
it
it
has
like
that similar age vibe. Uh-huh.
is it a true medium for Connecticut, or what is it?
So I think I think it might have some Habano filler in it, because it has some more medium body type of flavors. However, that specific Vitola, I think, was limited edition and came out a while ago. So I think it's aged for a really long time, and it has a similar effect like you were talking about, where the flavor is sort of faint, but quite nice. So
He
we'll see
just
how
said
that goes.
he said he had it in his humidor since 2018. So I was right on my guess, which makes me happy that
Got
this
you.
cigar was released back then and had been sitting around for 6 7 years, as opposed to tobacco grown in 2017 and given 6 years of age and then rolled and sold. So uh, it's very delicious. It feels like a higher end Connecticut. The question is, because of the age on it. See, I appreciate this. Real, I do, because I'm having two cigars, and I feel it's going to pair perfectly with the Fuente Anejo, having a high end Fuente, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Though, so I feel
Yeah.
this is not going to get in the way of Anejo at all. And by keeping with Fuente, I feel like the minerals and the dirt and everything that's going to pair well. You don't
I
easily Connecticut shade to a Connecticut broadleaf. If you switch brands at different farms, I feel they don't pair as well if you stick with the same company.
I haven't well, actually, you know what? You're right. I actually have experienced that because one time I went from smoking a Xeno Platinum to smoking a VSG, and it was really jarring, the difference in the flavor of the farms.
Yeah, it's not just the profile. I'm telling you, I purely believe that when you're pairing cigars, the best cigar is the same cigar. But the second best cigar is if you stick with the same brand. But
Hmm.
obviously within reason, I wouldn't go from a Habano to a Maduro. I wouldn't go from Maduro to a Habano. I wouldn't even go from. I don't think I really would like to go from a Connecticut to a Habano. I think if I have an Habano night, it's an Habano night.
Yeah,
But I feel like Connecticut with broadleaf Maduro goes well with Connecticut shade.
right.
Obviously shade first, and then you know, um,
Actually, I have an idea about that. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
and Opus X doesn't pair well with anything but Opus X. That's it.
Fair enough, dude. Now,
No,
would you pair Opus X with like a rare pink or with something
no,
else in the Opus
no.
X
That would
type
be
of line?
that would, as we used to say in the '80s. What is he retarded? Like that was a real statement back then, and that wasn't being offensive. You would say, "Oh, excuse me, my cousin's retarded," and then you're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that's why he's saying he's a shark and he's running around throwing cereal on the floor. He's retarded," and you got to pass. In a way, in the '80s, if you were literally retarded, it was like a made guy in the mafia, and you got to pass. You're like, "What are you talking about? This guy's retarded," and you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I mean, that's serious.
sure,
I,
sure.
I remember we went over to someone's house. Before we got there, my father gave me a kick. Before he's like, "Now listen," he's like, "Don't say anything. Their kid is retarded," and you're like, "Yes, Dad." Okay, like,
Okay, I'd like to interrupt for just 1 second. Sorry.
yeah.
Sako, this is a tatuaje I have on hand. Should I smoke that? I can smoke this instead of the CAO Gold. Please tell me what to smoke. I think he said tatuaje. I didn't see it in time. I think I should smoke that instead of the gold. Um, but yeah, I think I'd be interested also with the pairing like the ESG with the Opus. You know what I mean? Something like that.
I never did that, but it is still the same brand,
Right.
and it is using a lot of similar tobacco. So maybe because if it is something like an Opus and like a Don Carlos the Man or Don Carlos Edition 2017, where it's using a lot of the Chateau Fuente stuff, maybe,
Yeah.
But
I think, yeah.
Yeah, but
I'd
generally,
be.
once you start changing brands and changing wrappers,
Mhm.
and then maybe I don't think tier is 100% a factor. But I would say if you're gonna do two cigars, do the higher tier first, and then
Mhm.
the lower tier second, because that way,
Yeah, definitely.
I'll put it this way: a mid tier is not going to get improved by a higher tier. No, I'm sorry, a higher tier is not going to get improved by a mid tier. So if you smoke the mid tier first, now you're smoking that second higher tier second. It's kind of being brought down by the mid tier. But if you
Yeah.
smoke the high tier first, that
Right.
flavor's left over and it's improving the mid tier. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also, I would agree to smoke the more milder one first. So, for example, if I'm going to smoke a 26 and a 64 Padron, which I have,
Mhm.
I smoke the 26 Maduro first, and then I
Mhm.
smoke Padron 64 second. You know,
Do you
I smoke,
mix? Do you
yeah.
mix the natural and Maduro Padron or no?
No, I don't think that's a good idea because you get that. Don't I almost don't like calling the drone naturals natural because people think it's like, oh, it's a shade grown. It's not.
Mm.
Drone natural
Mhm.
is stronger than the Maduros. Okay, because the naturals are just purely just a sun grown tobacco. Um,
Mhm.
uh, like a 64 natural is stronger than a 64 Maduro. The Maduro just has more chocolate flavor that makes it nice.
Sorry, one sec.
All right, so bro, right now at this point, it feels like a Zeno. Right here, it picked up. It's a solid medium.
Really?
Such sweet buttery popcorn note. I mean, raw black pepper, buttery salt, buttery creamy salt, raw sugar. Really nice. It's like you're eating eating popcorn at a movie theater, but you had like candy first, and now like the candy sweetness and the butter popcorn. Okay, so listen, this is Cigar Smoker
That's
Fast in Connecticut. We're 1 inch in. The first inch
wow.
was nice, but it took an inch to get to the sweet spot. But it is like a Toro. And look, it has been aging for what? Since 2017 when it was rolled. So that's a long time, man. And they probably aged this 2 years after they rolled it. You know what I'm saying, though?
Mhm. Mhm.
In the factory, in the aging room. And then he's had it since he bought it. It was already a year old. And then since 2018. So you're talking about a long time. You're talking about this cigar has been, it's been waiting. And not to say it has any balls, but it's still, at this point now, an inch in. If it stays like that, I'll be very happy. But I wish I could have tried this like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mhm. Yeah. But so when you say it's like similar to a Zeno, um,
Oh, yeah, that's good. If you really could hold the smoke,
what difference is
what,
it? The flavor of the farm?
what are you doing?
Sorry, I need to get a jacket. It's kind of cold.
Nobody
Or vest.
cares.
Yeah. But you asked. You did ask, dude. All right, let's get into it.
I don't understand. I'm in Colorado. Why
So
you dress more warm than me?
I don't know, dude. I've been sleeping funny. Do you ever sleep funny and then you're just like cold? Maybe I have a medical issue.
Yeah, I think that you think too much.
Yeah.
I think you need to start taking deep puffs and smoke like a man.
Yeah. I don't think that's not really my strong suit, man. That's not really my thing. That's something I realized at one point. I wanted to be a certain way or certain people are certain ways and you think, oh, it'd be cool to be like that or whatever, but I realized at some
I'm not
point you kind of gotta.
be cool or not cool or judging you as your whole lifestyle. What I'm saying is when you're smoking a cigar, if you don't take a deep enough puff, you're gonna get you're doing what's called micro puffing. You're micro puffing
Mm,
the cigar. So you're not smoking the same cigar I am. If you like
hmm
what notes you're getting, or it make it feel this way, and you're like, and so I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong if you want a micro puff, but you're not getting the true intent. You know what I'm saying though? like at all. You noticed it that Padron when you started puffing on it. What happened?
Dude, it just got I mean, honestly, if I was puffing on that Padron as I mean, let me not say that. It's not my preference. I mean, to me at that point, the flavor I get off a cigar if I'm puffing that hard is not worth smoking. I would rather just not smoke a cigar. So, you
And
know what I
I
mean?
understand that, but that's how it's blended to be. Everyone that's smoking
Yeah.
26 or 64 is getting that raw earth, the deep, rich black pepper, deep coffee notes, and if it's a Maduro, tons of beautiful milk chocolate. So
Yeah.
by you, I gotta admit, it's unique what you do. And I'm not mocking you, but you take a very non-jaw moving, gentle puff, and it, hey, don't overcook that cigar. What are you doing, bro? How long you?
I'm I,
How?
I'm I haven't even look, I haven't even I'm struggling to just get the flame on
I,
it because the
I
wind
feel
is
like
up a
you're a
little bit.
junkie trying to find the vein. Come on already.
Yeah.
You're like sitting there tapping it. Come on. You got the rubber band around it.
I'm struggling, dude. I don't like this lighter.
Dude, why don't you get a match? Are matches illegal in California?
Yeah. Fire ordinance. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but it could happen.
All right, bro. What's going on? We gotta talk. What are you doing, man?
I'm just trying to light the cigar. It's the wind is blowing the flame away from the cigar.
911. What's your emergency? Was your cigar not lighting, sir?
You know, Charlie Minato smokes even slower than I do. You know that guy from Half Wheel? Richie?
I couldn't give zero fucks.
All right.
Good for him.
Okay.
But when you're here, you're gonna take some real puffs like a man. Okay? You're gonna smoke a cigar.
That's not me, dude. And also, with that Padron, the draw was so open. That's something that I felt like I could easily over puff it because I
They're
was
not
just
they're
getting
not
a
on a Padron. And here's the thing, because they're designed to move. So it's not like any of the fillers gonna get left behind and there's the wrappers burning. You know what I'm saying though? That cigar is designed to move. Um, um, and Padrones is all about the intensity.
yeah.
So I mean you do what you want, but all right, bro, come on, puff on that shit already, man. My God.
One sec. This edge isn't lit at all. I try to do it slow, man.
It hurts
I want to be.
it hurts my soul. Is it ready?
I don't feel like it's ready, but I feel like if I toast it more, you can get mad at me.
Stop toasting it, man. Puff it.
All right.
Just puff it. Take one flash of the flame. It's less heat. Just get it done. You know, it's still not ready because you what, what, toasting is great to get it ready. But that when you combine the fire and that one puff, it pulls that fire everywhere, man. But you do whatever you want, bro.
Tastes good. Tastes quite different than my father Tatuaje, actually.
Oh, there's
This.
no comparison. The late Talir, I'm not saying better or worse. It's not that kind of party, and I'm not even saying my father did make that, but the late Talir was totally against what Tatuai is about. If you love Tatuai, I don't feel you're gonna like that cigar. If you like Tatuai for the power,
Mhm.
late Talir was not a powerful cigar. It was more of an elegant, classy cigar, but I don't think it's what most Tatuai guys wanted. But I get why he did it. Maybe he was trying to diversify, you know.
Yeah.
But anyone that's
Well,
Tatuai for their power, they're not gonna go like that cigar. Go, wait, this is Tatuai. Like, yeah, I respect them trying something different, but you know,
an atelier is I believe it's like a small artisan shop, craft shop that would make high end goods, basically. So I think he was trying to You know what I mean? He was going to that theme, probably trying to make something a little bit more refined, fancy, boutique seeming. I don't know.
Yeah, but nobody cares. Nobody cares about the cigar. Um, I'm not saying it's not a good cigar, but nobody cares. It's kind of like you know, if you do very well at a certain thing, keep doing that certain thing. Nobody wants Padron, Connecticut, so they tried one. It's like, okay, we have one, but they stopped trying. Um, Tatuai makes stronger cigars, a lot of Cubanesque, type of old school Cubanesque, but they used to be stronger. They make some good heavy cigars. Um, some people feel like me. Sometimes it's just to rebrand my father for more money.
Hmm.
That's my issue with Tatuai. Not the Monster series, but a lot of the regular Tatuais. It's like okay, let's say they were costing me 14 to 16. And I'm going back in the day now, more. But let's say they were costing me $15 a couple of years ago, but I could get the Le Bijou for 12. And I'm like, the Bijou is better than Tatuai, and it's less money. Why? Because Tatuai made their cigar, but then I'm sorry, my father made the cigar. But then if you're Tatuaje, you have to pay my father and then make a profit
Right.
on top of that. Right? But my father's going to make a profit. So when you buy from a brand like Tatuaje, he's got to make a profit after my father made a profit. When you just buy my father, there's one less middleman. Does that make any sense? So if you're smoking the
For sure.
same price cigar, my father and Tatuaje, which one in theory had more money into the cigar? My father, because there's not another guy that had to sell it and make profit. That's my
Right.
opinion, but most boutique brands that are made by a big company, it's not, unless you're doing something so small batch and unique, how could you say they're better? It's the bigger companies making using the same tobacco for their cigars. You think you think my father is going to go, let's use the shittier tobacco for my father and use the better tobacco for Tatuaje, our competition. Do you think so?
No, no, definitely not. I think really the benefit of something like Tatuaje. Can you hear me by the way? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. I think the benefit is just if you prefer the blending style, right? If that's, because you can use the same tobacco and have a very different blend.
Right. Yeah. And if you're doing smaller batch stuff, whereas Tatuai, he's just ordering for my father. He's not committed, so maybe he could just say, "Hey, we're going to try this blend out. If it works, it works." But you grow it for me, so if it doesn't work, I'm not stuck with. I'm just ordering, let's say, 2,000 boxes, and if it sells, it sells. But so there's pros and cons. A company that orders from someone else is more mobile, and they're not so dead in the water. You know. Whereas, let's say a company like Altatus, if the world tomorrow stopped buying Romeo Reserve Real, you know how many regular Romeos, 1875s, you know how many they make and sell a year? A lot. Because that's like everyone's newbie first cigar. So my point is, though, like, if people stop buying it tomorrow, they'd have like years worth of supplies, like multiple years of supplies that didn't come out yet, in aging and in, growing, and then in
Hmm.
bales. Um, so, but I think when you become a staple, I think it's just like autopilot, like the Macanudo Classic, the Romeo 1875, um, uh, you know, stuff like the Fuente Hemingway. I'll be long dead before people stop smoking those cigars. That's just my opinion on that. There's certain,
Sure,
right? There's certain cigars. Maybe I can make a list of cigars that aren't going anywhere. I'm not saying they're great, bad, or indifferent. I'm not saying that at all. But
sure.
cigars that aren't going anywhere because
But they're staples. Yeah.
they're staples for different reasons. Um,
Hmm.
the Drone 2664 is not going anywhere. Fuente Opus is not going anywhere. Regular Macanudo is not going anywhere. Regular, no. I don't believe my father, Bijou, even though it's a newer one, but it's still been out over 10 years, I think. The Bijou's not going anywhere. Like, the Bijou's not going anywhere. I can't ever see. And now on the new side, I can't ever see E.T. Grillo not making the pledge. Like, how could you because how could you win cigar of the year, have great
Right.
have great demand and respect? Because you can win cigar of the year like Alec Bradley, nobody gives a fuck. So you can't stop making the pledge.
I mean, dude, Alec Bradley's problem is I smoked a Prensado, it was fine. You know what I mean? You have to, if once you win Cigar of the Year, you really have to keep that blend up.
Bro, I was there when you were a kid when that cigar first came out. I mean, that's serious. Um, it was better. And those Alec brothers were much better. They got too big too fast, and they grew too fast with the internet stuff, and the
Yeah,
quality went down. I can't stress it enough.
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
not saying it's bad now, but it's nowhere near when I had the first Prensado. Like I was at a dinner in a high end restaurant, and it was a cigar night. $50, you got like, and this is going back, fuck, 11, 12 years ago, long time ago. $50, you got a cigar, you got 3 course meal, because there was like no joke, like 500 guys there. It was a big restaurant, and we all smoked it in there after we ate. Let me tell you something. All those guys smoking a Prensado at the same time, really, it was a really cool vibe. You know what I'm saying, though? Because everyone was experiencing the cigar at the same time. And I didn't see anyone that didn't like it, even guys that were devout Patron guys. They were like, that wasn't bad. Uh, but I can't say that now. I can't. It's not the same. You know, I think when you get that,
Yeah.
when you get that demand, okay. Let's look at other cigars that got that demand. Jim Bull, is that easy to find? The demand went up, but the supply is the same. When it comes in. The Prensado won cigar of the year, and you could get them on CBID for nothing. The quality went down.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. When you say nobody gives a fuck, it's because they didn't do what they needed to do with that brand.
When you cash out to make more money in the masses, it's like a whore. Everyone will take you home, but after a while, you get a reputation, and nobody wants to keep you around, and nobody's going to marry you. So so that's what happened. They hoard out. But look at the Andalusian Bull, still going strong, but when they come in, and that's it.
Right.
So, I think you either, what they say, you die a hero or you live long,
right,
to become the Prensado.
Yeah, either I guess you either die Cuban Davidoff or you live long enough to become Alec Bradley.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, Punch Classic's good, but you know what's better than Punch Classic? You should try the Punch Grand Puro, the Honduran, with the yellow orange band. The Punch Grand Puro, is fantastic. I can't stress it enough. It is what it is. Nobody cares. Ash is going perfect. It is a Fuente ash. I can tell this is the kind of ash that I'm very confident. Unfortunately, it is rather windy tonight, so we'll see if the ash gets blown by the wind.
Is it picking up at all? You're almost like end of the, beginning of the second, third, I guess.
It's a solid medium plus at this point, but it has kind of a long finish. But you could tell that the age really took something from it. I really wish I could have tried this 3 or 4 years ago. It's still delicious, but it's becoming more of the vapor of a cigar. It's a mist of water versus drinking it. You're getting you're still getting the water, but when you, lack of better words, when you transition a cigar with age, at a certain point, it becomes more of the idea of the cigar versus the original intent. This is not the original intent. I promise you, if you smoked the cigar 6 years ago, it was stronger and heavier. I'm not saying a big ass cigar, but stronger and heavier than where it is right now. Cigars are not like a 401k. They don't get stronger with time. I can't stress that enough. Now, that first year, maybe that's up to interpretation. You get to 2, 3 years, you're losing power. Now, some guys like that; they're gaining. They can hold the smoke more because they can't hold the smoke. Like guys like you don't hold the smoke that much. So when you age it, you're like, I can hold this, and I'm getting more out of it. Well, trust me, if you could have held it at full intent, you would have got that full dragon. But it is what it is.
Yeah. I think it leans more toward aroma as it gets older, but I'm not sure.
It's extremely smooth, very buttery, very salty, creamy, vanilla, rich cedar. and a nice raw sugar. Um, the texture is very nice. It's a very classy cigar. I can sit here and try to recommend this, but it's such an oddball Fuente. I never heard of it, so I don't think guys are going to jump for either. You're gonna have to order online because I've never
Yeah,
seen a store carry this. Have you?
I've seen it. Yeah,
When?
the other day I think I saw one in. Oh, I think it was one of those. It was either that or the God of Fire, but I'm pretty sure it was that. And it
You know,
was
I see God of Fire and Prometheus. I have never
yeah.
seen Angelenos ever. In fact,
I think I saw that.
I
I think I saw it.
I didn't know it was Fuente until he told me. I would,
Gotcha. I think they had some at the V Cut in Hollywood. I'm not sure.
if you got this with the original intent for $13, $14, and it was strong, the original stronger one, I see that'd be a great Connecticut. It's still great now, but I have to add in the caveat: it's extremely aged. You get about 5,
Yeah.
that's extreme age. That's a long time. And on a Connecticut, you might as well call that 10 years because, like the thinner tobacco ages faster. That's just a fact. So when people
Do you?
age of
Mhm.
tobacco, a Connecticut wrapper, let's say at 2 years, I don't have the exact ratio, but like I'll tell you this: this is a fact. 2 years on a Mexican San Andreas wrapper versus 2 years on a Connecticut shade. The Connecticut shade has matured faster because it's thinner. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah. Do you think? Do you think find any similarities to the Diamond Crown with that?
Diamond Crown Connecticut,
Yeah.
never had it.
Oh, you never had it. Okay. Does it have that Fuente wood flavor to it? That Fuente must wood?
No, that charred wood, no. If it had it, I think it probably died with the age, or maybe we'll get to that.
Well, I'm not talking about the charred wood actually. There's another Fuente flavor that I find like in the Diamond Crown and in the Don Carlos that's a lighter, more toward like a brown sugar wood Fuente musk flavor. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
No, but I'm just getting nice. It's a purely classic Connecticut, but there's no
Mhm.
hay or grassiness because it's very well aged. So creamy vanilla, raw sugar, tons of cedar,
Yeah.
slightly earthy, black pepper. It's a nice. It's a very classy. It doesn't feel very dry. You get really cheap Connecticut. It feels like really dry. Like you're like really cheap. You ever have really cheap Connecticut? You're like,
Yeah. One time I had a really cheap Connecticut. I thought I was gonna die, dude.
yeah.
They're very like chemically if they're too young.
That's because there's too much ammonia in the leaves. It needs time.
Mm.
I mean, that's
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
That makes
yeah.
sense.
So then you're lighting the ammonia in the leaves, and that vapor it smells like shit. It smells like chemicals.
Yeah.
I can't stress it enough. But there's that point where, like on this, it's been aged too long. So what is the right amount of age? Am I still happy I'm having this? Absolutely. I wish I could have a time machine though to see. For example, if I was reviewing the Padron 96 he sent me, but it had 7 years of age on top of it, I had to say, I'm reviewing the cigar. I like it, but it's not the original intent because you can't say
Right.
after 7 years the same. If I had a Dodge Ram my garage for 7 years with the sticker on it, brand new, and I just waited 7 years, it's going to be the same truck 7 years later. Okay, there's no mileage on it. A cigar after 7 years is not the same cigar. It's drastically changed. I can't stress enough. Even if the notes stay the same, the power didn't stay the same. The finish didn't stay the same. And what I see with cigars, with age, they lose a lot of spice. I promise you that. If you took that Padron you smoked yesterday, and you had nothing
Yeah.
but to sit for 7 years, you're gonna lose a lot of spice. You know, and that
I actually yeah. I like an aged Connecticut. I think I prefer a Connecticut that's had all the spice stage out and it's almost just becoming aroma. So I think that's my preference, you know.
there's something could have been up your alley. You need to talk to Dream Life about that. It's delicious, and I think it's going to be a good gateway cigar if I choose to have it at Anejo. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's still Fuente tobacco on the lighter side. It's a good baseline. If I would have done this with the Opus, though, I don't think I don't like anything with Opus except Opus. You know,
The tat's good, man. It's interesting soccer. So I blew out my palate last night. I was testing my storage. I smoked a bunch of sticks of questionable questionable status, which I think when you oh yeah, the burn's messed up, dude. Burn's messed
Nick
up.
is asking me about Nick's asking me about Padron 2000. Look, it was skinny you gauge. Don't buy a box of that until you tried a couple of them. Well, not one. You smoke a couple. If you already love that cigar, and if you love any cigar, then yeah, buy a box. Save your money. But don't buy a box of a cigar until you try one or two at least. Uh,
She's correcting.
see how it makes you feel. Because I can tell you, look, with the Padron 1000 series, they're affordable Padron, they're edgier, they're more raw power, but it's more of like a chainsaw versus a surgical knife, a scalpel. So if you're in the mood for raw Padron, young Padron tobacco, there's no problem with that. If you're getting a very good price, like $6 a stick, you know, I don't see a problem with that. If you're buying Padron 2000s and you're paying $10, you're getting ripped off. So just be mindful of that. What were you saying about your cigar?
Oh, I think it's very interesting. So my palate's not what it would be normally because I just earlier smoked a bunch of cigars. But what I think is interesting is on the My Father cigars and on the Tatuaje cigars, I always get this sort of berry note that's getting, I think, pushed from the filler. Um, and I think that must be their Lajero or something because, and this must not have it because I'm not getting that flavor. And I'm getting a much more like creamy brown sugar type of flavor profile. So it's definitely different than,
My
yeah,
father, I told you, that doesn't feel, even if it's rolled by him, that does the core line, the Promesa, the regular my father, the Don Pepin, the Garcia, the Don Pepin, and then you have the other one, all their core line.
yeah,
Those are strong, heavy, stout, not super. They have that punch, a little bit of raw power to them, almost like a core line of my father. Until you get to the higher end, almost feels a little AJ Fernandez, like a strong, potent Nicaraguan
yeah.
cars. Now you get to like, as you, it starts becoming a little more higher end. You know what I'm saying though,
Interesting.
but
Interesting.
but it's powerful. But you can feel the difference. Okay, smoke a Don Pepin or Jaime Garcia, and the next smoke a Jaime Garcia, and the next day smoke a Bajou. You're going
Hmm.
to the better cigar. It's going to cost more money though, and then you're going to see uh, how age and more expensive tobacco. Look at this, man. This thing's completely glued to that. Look at
Oh man.
wow,
Oh man.
dude. That's not my fault at all,
Oh man. That sucks, dude.
dude,
On a high end cigar, that really
dude,
sucks, dude.
dude, dude, dude. I can't do that. I can't put glue under the wrapper. Oh shit.
That's not a Richie gesturing, dude. That's not an Italian gesture damage. That's a
Uh,
regular damage,
I
dude.
fell off because of that because I'm trying to fix the wrapper. That
Yeah.
that I get a complete pass for. That is not my fault. I was going to grow
No, dude.
that, dude. That it totally unraveled the cigar. That's some emotional damage,
Yeah. That sucks, dude.
dude.
That shouldn't happen.
Dude, let's see that again. Look how much the band. Okay, that
That sucks.
that cigar just suicided itself. This thing just kamikaze itself. It just is the other phrase, but I'm not going to use because that war is still too close. Like it's interesting how you can talk about like kamikaze because it was 70 years ago. People like understand it's historical. But if I said, "Oh, this cigar just a la Akbar itself," it's like, So, yeah.
Yeah. I
So it's
yeah, yeah.
wars. Like you give it 50 years, and everyone's like, "Oh, we could joke now about let's just say historical facts, and that's fine." Like how we could talk about, "Oh, America nuked Japan twice," but like it's okay. We got Nintendo. We're fine. We buy Toyota. I just think you give it enough time, and if people moved on and they get along now, it's kind of like, "Oh, remember that shit?" Oh yeah, like whoa, that was nuts. You know?
Yeah. I guess the thing you have to say is that you hope that the culture that spurred that is not, what's up, Gio? Is not prevalent anymore. Like in Germany, hopefully that, yeah,
At the same time, though, I'm going to tell you this about life. If let's just say, let's take Germany. If we're so, and I believe modern Germany has eradicated Nazism. It's completely illegal over there, and they're very, and I get that, right? But if you're only so focused on old hate, you might not realize new hate coming around over here.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying, though? Because the
sure,
next dictator or the, whoever if the next Hitler happens, you think he's gonna come out like Hitler with a little mustache. Meanwhile, he doesn't look like that. You
yeah,
put it this way: once you get rid of an old demon, you
yeah.
should be ready for the new demon. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Xi and Putin are both making runs at the at the high score, or you know what I mean? They're making runs at um, that type of notoriety, but we'll see. Hopefully nothing to that extent happens. But I was gonna say also, like the Japanese did really terrible stuff. World War II era, before that they were
Say
pretty
this because I'm without
rough. So
patriotic, dude. Every government, including the American government, has done terrible things. It is. Let's not be kids about it. You know what I'm saying? Though, like in World War II, they locked up Japanese Americans in internment camps. Now they didn't kill them, but still they took their private land. They took their. Let's say you were Japanese American in 1942, and you had a dry cleaning business or a restaurant, right, or whatever, or a dojo to teach karate. They threw you in a pen. So afterwards, it was like, "Oh, sorry, man. All right, we just couldn't trust you." But on the same token, did we do that later on in Vietnam? Did we lock up Vietnamese people that had nail salons? No, we didn't.
yeah,
I just,
I mean,
it
yeah.
was a media. In a way, it's a good and bad thing, media, but you couldn't hide those sins anymore. You know what I'm saying, though?
At the time, I mean, it was a lot of those people were, second generation, third generation already Japanese. They weren't even new immigrants, so it was pretty uncool. They have a good
What,
museum
what they did,
dedicated to that in
they
LA.
violated their Fourth Amendment rights of freedom, um, pursuit of happiness, personal property, due process. To lock someone up, let's say in that case it was Japanese in World War II, they locked them up in internment camps. If you replaced them with any other culture, Italians, Jews, Russians, you'd be the same thing. You'd be like, you would feel a different way. You'd be like, yo, that shit wasn't right. So that shit wasn't right.
No, 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 it
Because
wasn't. It wasn't right.
you're not guilty until you commit a sin and then prove it. Have to prove it. So you can't just start. Once we start locking people up because we think, that's a dangerous slope. You get what I'm saying? Though it's a really dangerous slope.
No, I'm not. I'm not defending it. In fact, I was saying something that I really think is condemning fact about it. That a lot of these people were truly American citizens. They were not Japanese citizens or anything like that. So it was pretty needless, But what I mean to say is, I think that level of, I mean, it was as bad as it was. It wasn't as bad as concentration camps. It wasn't as bad
I
as,
agree with
hold,
that, but that happened
hold,
in Germany. America,
hold on one second.
U.S. Constitution. So what they did violated the sanctity of what America is. Our founding fathers would have been turning in their grave to lock up people and take away their land for
Yeah.
safety. So my point is, I understand that, but as far as American citizens, what to say it's not as bad? Yeah, I agree with you on that. They got to live, but as far as just American culture and what we represent, that's why people come to America is because of constitutional rights. So once we start divvying that up or ending that, whether it's freedom of speech, Second Amendment, what's next? You get to fuck my wife because you said so. I mean, where does that happen? What if they make a new amendment, the 31st Amendment? They get to have sex with your girlfriend, PG, whenever you get one. The president gets to come to your house and have his way. And what do you?
I told you, dude, sex just leads to bad stuff, dude. You're not having sex with a girl, nobody can have sex with your girl, dude. It's easy.
It is, but imagine that the president knocks on your door and he's like, "It's time to do your duties, son."
You're like, yes, sir, dude. Get on in there, dude.
Well, at the same time, though, I feel that not as American rights, but I feel most people have enough messed up relationships where they wouldn't give a shit. They're like, "Hey, go for it." Hey,
Yeah, you just move on. No, that my apparently there was a, what was it in I think in Iceland or something like that, but way back hundreds of years ago, and maybe this was more prevalent, but like the king would have the choice to sleep with every virgin bride before
Yeah,
she.
that
Yeah,
in England, in Scotland, you're talking about the English over the Scottish. The same thing in the movie Braveheart. Now, to how much that was in effect, or to how true it was, I'm not gonna say it's not true. I'm not. I'm sure the king couldn't fuck every virgin before he just for um, what's the word? You rode by horse, you know. But yeah, you wouldn't want to be the prettiest girl in town, and the king finds out back then. I guess you know.
you'd be, dude. I just feel like you'd be pretty mad, dude. You know what I mean?
Well,
Raising the king's son. I don't know,
once
man.
again, those peasants back then didn't have no rights. So even if you had a sword, if the king rolls up with 40 men and it's his turn, unless you're going to go down with the ship, it is what it is. So, but yeah, it's a terrible.
Yeah.
Now, in hindsight, though, if the king did that and he knocked up your wife, does the king owe your wife child support?
Nope, you got no rights, dude. Like you said, that'd be a pretty rough situation. I wouldn't want to. All I meant to say was, here's what I meant to say. Richie, you said that's against American rights. I agree with you. It's bad. But we also agreed it's not as bad as Japanese comfort women, as the Holocaust, as even now what they're doing to the Uyghurs in Russia, right? This is, you know what I mean, forced sterilization. It's not at that level. And that's the point, that not every country has committed the same level of atrocity. That's what I'm trying to drive at.
But we have to zoom out and go in that instance. But if you zoom in, yeah, the Americans wiped out the Native Americans. We can't hide that sin, bro. They wiped.
Oh yeah, that's true,
Come on,
dude.
stop, bro. Don't trust. I'm not anti-American, but the same.
Yeah,
Don't be fucking naive to think just because there's no Nazi flag and a mustache, no one's ever committed homicide. They wiped out the Native Americans. At the same token, though, it would
that's
be
true. I mean, that's probably a genocide. Yeah.
say this. It would be a lie to say before we came here that the Indians all got along. They had their own wars too. Every place had
Yeah.
their own wars. So the difference is though, they killed each other too. So I mean, at the same time, we took over everything and replaced it with a different society. Nothing ever generally gets replaced and people like it. It's like if when people got forced from horses to cars, I'm sure people were mad. People that sold horseshoes, they're like, man, I'm out of a job. And it's like, no, now you can go work at a tire factory. Now you can open up an auto body. Now you can sell gasoline. Now you can work on engines. I don't know, fix a road, pave a road. So as that technology changed, there's a major transition and it put people out of business, but it
Yeah.
other businesses. So it's at the same time, the change of America from one culture to another, it's terrible. But if you zoom out the big picture, this is what happens in human history. You know what I'm saying? Though people have been taking land and killing each other since the beginning of time.
Wait, hold on. I think Zach or Sacco's about to go to the 300 Club. I just want to say before that, I want to answer his earlier question. I think I got a box of 15 of these on Cbid for about $80. Um, and he asked how they are. I think it's really interesting. I'm getting these much more like smoother notes, almost like a refined Aladino. Um, like so, I think there must be some sort of Corojo at some level in here because it's giving me that type of. It's not quite Corojo. It's like between Corojo and Habano, where it's got that smoothness, that creaminess of the Corojo, but it's kind of got that brown sugar of the Habano. Kind of interesting.
Interesting. Um, see, I also think in American culture, the government's very smart about washing their hands. So, for example,
Yeah.
you could say that Hitler in Japan they did terrible things with science against their own people, against people that were uh, not right in the head, or we would say retarded back then, because they said, oh, they don't deserve to live. The terrible things happened. Right? Like
Mhm.
wiped out, what's the word, disabled people because they said, oh, well, this is a burden on society. I mean, terrible thing. At the same token, to say America hasn't done something similar, they have. If you look at our pharmaceutical giant corporations, they kill a lot of people. You know how many lawsuits there are because people die of medications or over medications, the opioid medication, all these
Mhm.
issues where people took a vaccine and they get sick right away or they die or side effects. So it's just in that case now it's you sue or blame, or corporation instead of the government. You know what I'm saying, though? So it's I think America's better at diversifying what the government wants or says by private corporations and entities. If that makes any sense?
Sure.
Because trust me, bro, a lot of people die from pharmaceutical drugs, whether by abuse or just from side effects. Like, I mean, dead serious. It happens a lot. People take medication
Sure.
and it tells you, might lead to heart attack or stroke. So imagine you take a medication for 6 months and you die. Are you going to say, oh, it is what it is? No, they killed you. They killed you. Oh, but it was a medication. I saw the commercial, so it's okay. Like, I wonder what's worse. I mean, you literally
Yeah.
got a commercial, and now the commercials have songs. Like, there's literally songs now, and in the song, they use the drug name. So it'd be like Viagra, Viagra, Viagra. And the person's like shooting an arrow or shooting pool. Everyone's doing masculine things. You know what I'm saying? No, guys boxing. Some guys just scrambling eggs. You know what I'm saying? It's Viagra, Viagra. You know, some guy's just like jumping on the bed. He's like testing the springs. He's like Viagra, and they're like, might cause a heart attack if your erection lasts longer than 4 hours. Call your doctor or your ex-girlfriend. It is what it is. What I'm trying to every government has a lot of sin on it. There's no power on this earth that didn't cost in blood. Period. Period. You know?
This is an interesting cigar, man. It reminds me a little bit of the Monte Cristo Brown and a little bit of the Aladino Corojo, but I don't think it's as good as either of them. And
Dude, yeah.
it doesn't have that My Father
It's the reason
aspect.
why they're still making Aladino. That cigar is not bad, but dude, you'd rather have an Aladino Cameroon or Corojo. I mean, that's the better cigar. I mean, that's my opinion on that. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it, so enjoy it. But I'm just saying, like, if you're going to compare it to that, yeah. I mean,
But what's interesting is the flavor profile, I think, is similar. If you merge the Aladino Corojo and a Monte Brown, like it's like that. It's like you mix the two, but it
I
doesn't
think
have the
much lighter though in presence. It's not a heavy cigar.
right. Exactly. It doesn't have the first of all, it doesn't have that deep, like that heavy center that the Monte Cristo Brown sort of
It
has.
doesn't
You know
grab
what I
your
mean?
attention. These are
Right.
a cigar where it gets, dude. Right now, it's grabbing my attention. Right now with the medium plus, but everything picked up. Yeah, this would have been really, really even more awesome. Um, an original intent. So it's still impressive after 7, 8 years. So it's honestly it's going to get for Connecticut a 4.4. Very very enjoyable for Connecticut.
Respectable.
Yeah. Now that the damage is not the cigar fault. Whoever was that laborer, but you have to give this to Fuente. That glue has been holding that wrapper for like 7 years. It was waiting. That booby trap was set up when Donald Trump was in presidency. That trap was set up a long time ago. That glue has been holding on for 7 years, and finally
Yeah.
takes off the band. It's like I've been waiting.
I think if this cigar was stronger, this would be a better cigar. Like if they put Lajero on.
Something like that doesn't have like 5 or 6 years. That if it's just let's say a recent release, if you're not getting out of it, to me there's no point because you got to say it's like begging a woman to love you. If she's not into you, bro, just let it go. You know what I'm saying though? So if that cigar, if you like the flavor, but you're like, I wish I got more out of it, then you know what I'm saying though? Like every time you come to it, you're gonna kind of lackluster, you know. Now, other people might can't maybe to them that feels strong enough, but compare that to like the Padron you had last night. You can see a massive range of power,
Right.
and that
Right.
Padron's not even strong compared to other cigars. So it's amazing
Right.
how much range tobacco can have. It's really insane,
Yeah.
and that's what's good about changing up cigars. So like last night you had that cigar. Like yesterday I had that Supreme Leaf. That cigar kicked my ass. Did you watch that review?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Dude, that cigar was impressive. That was one of the strongest, lightest cigars. That cigar was only like 60% darkness, and it was full strength. I was really surprised. It was a Corojo wrapper, but it was like the lightest Corojo wrapper I've seen. And that didn't The fillers they put behind, dude, that thing can make the dead rise. I couldn't believe how strong it was.
Nice,
Now heavy
nice.
for a 60% darkness. So yeah, now it's a limited use, not for newbies. And I think most people that smoke strong cigars, they're dark. So I think it might make people feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Like, oh, this is a Connecticut shave. And they're like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be ready for it. You know, it's kind of like when McDonald's had the lobster sandwich, they weren't ready for it. You know?
Yeah. I'm definitely. I'll hopefully I'll try that at some point because I like a cigar that on the lighter side, but pushing a lot of power. I think that's a good way to go.
Yeah, no, it was impressive. So what I'm saying is, though, even though I don't think they had the same broad audience, if you enjoy that, you're gonna like it. But you need to eat before that cigar. You need more than a smoothie.
Yeah, yeah. I've again only eaten a smoothie, but this is really not hitting me that hard. Nice. He's back, dude. Sack is back. He's back in the 300, dude. He's cozy in the 300, dude.
Burners,
He's snuggled into the 300.
dude, this ash would have held on the whole time. If it wasn't for that band that literally was hanging on like an anchor to knock the ash off. I was trying to take the band off and it just, dude, that is probably one of the most glue I've ever seen. That band was hanging. You saw that hanging on the cigar. That's a lot of glue, bro.
Yeah.
That was a lot of glue.
It's again, like I said, it's too bad on such a high-end cigar. You'd hope they put a little more effort.
Well, he's an A2 though, man. You could have had a guy that did it right 99 times, and I got the one. He's like, he's
That's true.
splooged. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, fucking the cute girl across the way came over to talk to him,
Yeah,
and he's just a little
yeah,
distracted.
he's like, oh,
Yeah,
you know, it is what it is,
yeah.
and it's okay, you know.
Burn's going good, dude. It's spoken pretty good. I wanna try this again when my palate's a little bit fresher because I think if I was smoking it for the nuance and I was getting the full nuance, it could be quite good. Because I think the flavors are quite good, but I feel like it's not that complex and it's just not pushing that much power. But the flavors that it does pick up on are really nice.
Yeah, yeah. You know, here's the thing, my man. The more history you study, and the more uncomfortable facts you find out, the
Yeah,
more you're going to realize that you just can't trust anyone with too much power. Do you know
yeah,
the day? I think it might have been the 1950s. Don't quote me on the time, but it was a while ago. The Air Force, they did a test on a town outside one of their bases, and it was an African American neighborhood, and they released. I forget the whole how they did this, and I'm going to screw this up. And I'm not sure if it was either hepatitis or tuberculosis. They got the whole town sick, and I'm not even sure if they did it on purpose as a test, and they got caught. They got caught. Like they literally released the disease on a whole town, just to see because let's just say they wanted to weaponize syphilis or whatever it was. They tested it first on our own Americans, but of course they didn't release it on Main Street in Manhattan. You know,
right.
but so one that was completely racist for them to do that. But two, people forget. They're like, oh, oh, Richie, you're just a conspiracy theory. No, it's a fact. They did it. They released a disease.
It could be racist. It could also be just coming down to somebody that didn't have power, didn't have money, depending on the neighborhood, to try to just what I mean, not get
You
the
know why they did like that, man? They were, especially it was going back in the 1950s, man. They were still, hot, real racial issues back then where people were not treated equally.
sure, sure,
So what I'm saying is, just because America never had concentration camps like Hitler did, they've done a lot of terrible things, a lot of terrible things. But every country has. And I'm not saying that makes it right.
yeah,
I'm not. It's almost like this: like if you knew everything your parents did or your grandparents did in small moments, you might be like, "That's fucked up." But in the big picture, you're like, "Well, they always were nice to me." You know what I'm saying? Though,
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure every dictator might have a puppy they like and they don't hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is my little doggy. Meanwhile, like they've killed 100,000 people. Like, but he was
yeah.
his dog.
I don't know, dude. My grandfather grew up in the ghetto, went to World War II, fought, did his business, did a good job, was honored, came back, and became successful, helped a lot of people, created foundations to try to help people, and created public works that related to that. So I don't know, man, but yeah, no, I,
Sure,
I
but
know what you mean.
these are the good. These are great things to remember. What I'm saying is, look at your own life, bro. Would you want Richie to know your lowest moments or things you wouldn't want no one to know? Everyone has skeletons in the closets, and what I'm saying,
Yeah.
people are all equal. The difference is, if you gave any person too much power, now they could have bigger skeletons in the closet. You know what I'm saying, though? So I think when
Interesting.
you give anyone too much power, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
I think I was a dickhead as a kid, but I think I really focused on it, and I think you can't. I mean, we'll see, man. Maybe I'll get some power someday. We'll find out. But I think that I think you can get to a point because okay, here's my statement. My statement is I think you can get to a point where you're. Oh wow, everybody okay, dude?
I'm just spicing it up. All right, don't worry.
Okay, cool. Yeah, too much power, dude.
Hey, look, 300 seconds is those.
I know it's not so bad, dude. This is a good stick, man. I do like it. It's what's funny? I would almost replace this for like a mild Connecticut. Like it's very much a cigar is not the moment type of cigar, but there's nothing bad about it,
Well, right here,
Quite nice.
if
Yeah,
this cigar was in the last third the whole time, we got a 4.5. If it
nice.
is a medium full right now, it is really nice. Everything it's the same notes, but like pronounced. So of course it's hard to do that with Connecticut shade to keep that the whole time like that, just due to the length of the tobacco and it's not that strong. So you have to generally wait till you get to the stem sides for it to pick up. You have a good night, Janet. But it is. I think Fuentes though they go for the classical approach of a first third, second third, and the last third, and the third last third.
Yeah,
And I respect that too. Fuentes to me remind me of a play, like an opera, and the last act is the conclusion. You know what I'm saying though? So I respect that. Whereas Padrone is just like an Arnold action movie. Imagine if Arnold action movie only the action was in the last third. You'd be like, when is he going to fight the Terminator? Oh, at the end. You're like, fuck. So it's at the same time though. If you watch movies like The Shining, he doesn't crack the door open with the axe to the last 20 minutes, but that last 20 minutes, you're like, this has been building up, and he's going to lose his shit. He's just typing away. So
yeah,
one
yeah,
thing would be like The Shining. It's a build up, and it's a tension. You know, and
yeah. I know what you
you're
mean.
not sure. Well, it's going to happen before the credits roll, before the last third. But whereas Padrone, their theory is an action movie. So it's not that one's right or wrong. To me, learning to enjoy both of those things gives you more depth. Because I couldn't imagine only smoking Padrones or only smoking Fuente. I really couldn't do that. I think there's great value in learning to appreciate both those concepts. But the one concept is a cigar that nothing happens, and that's terrible. Having a cigar that never happens is terrible. When you have a cigar from the first puff to the end, and you're like, "Where is it? Where is it?" That's the worst. That is terrible.
I'm really hoping. I hope that this in the last third picks up like that one does, because again, like I said, I think it has the. It's giving me the framework. It's setting the groundwork for having a good experience. Um, Anyway, what I was saying about power was I think that you can come to a place where one would use power for good. And the reason I say that is because I think that the ideal situation is basically peace amongst people.
But
Like I think
hold
it's
on.
yeah,
Who is good? There's only one person that was ever good, and that's God, the Creator. As far as good, because when you say good, right? Any dictator, you could change it, or any person with too much power, what they think is good, and it might be good for a certain kind of people, is not good for the other people. I promise you on that. So power has to be checked, or it always will corrupt. I'm telling you, man. Everyone that has too much power, they might be like, "Oh, it's good that we do this." Like when the electric company's like, "We're going to raise your rates because it's going to be
yeah,
that money. We're going to provide better services." And you're like, "I can't afford my electric now. How can I afford another $80 a month?" Well, good for you.
yeah,
It's good for you. And you're like, no, it's not. Now I got to go, on OnlyFans and show people my balls and like, well, it's good for you. And you're like, yeah. So no, trust me. Like I get what you're saying, but you're being very altruistic and naive. Any person you give them too much power is not going to be good for them.
No, see, okay, so I don't think I'm being naive, and here's my reason. I think that the highest utility that you can experience is a situation. Well, put it like this: people with a lot of money, do they move to poor neighborhoods or do they move to rich neighborhoods?
You already know that answer.
Okay, so but what's sure? So one thing about a rich neighborhood, sure, it's nice. It might have good infrastructure. That's all good. But one of the biggest benefits, if not the biggest benefit, because I've lived in different types of places, and some places you can't leave your phone. You know what I mean? You can't leave. I once had a basketball stolen, dude. Like when I looked away for a second, which is just like, I mean, that's a really small example, but I'm just saying, like,
But
some places. What do you say?
what's your point with this stuff?
My point is, one of the best parts about living in a good neighborhood is you don't have to watch your back. Nobody's coming for you. People are friendly. People will help you out. They have extra. So I believe that if you had unlimited power per se or whatever, what you would really want to do is help everybody so that you are never having to watch your back. I think it's more beneficial to have everybody having a piece of the pie. Uh,
It doesn't happen though. It doesn't happen. You take a guy like Jeff Bezos, but he deserves that money because he started from nothing in his garage,
sure,
but
sure.
now he's worth $100 billion. Jeff Bezos is not going to give you a fucking dime if you were starving to death. He doesn't give a shit. I'm telling you, man, it doesn't work like that because then everyone would be running after, like, please, sir, please, sir, please, sir. And you have to get out there and get it for yourself. You have to. You got, you know what I'm saying? No, but no one, because once somebody has, let's say, if you're talking individual wealth, why should they give you anything? It's their money. They earned it. And you can say, oh, well, he earned it from his workers. Well, he gave those workers a job. He gave those workers a job. And those workers could,
Sure.
and they created their own business after a few years and saved.
So,
But that takes risk. Okay. So, I mean, most people won't do that, though. Most people are just followers, not leaders, because there's great risk to starting.
yeah.
Okay. So, it is what it is with that. Um,
Sacco, Richie timed you out, dude, and you're back. I can see you. Sorry, good, continue.
And, oh yeah, there's Sacco. It's because you went to 300 club. Sacco didn't even know
Yeah.
he went to 300. He's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It is what it is, man. And honestly, too, at the same time, rich neighborhoods, they're more likely going to sue you or call the town or have you arrested. Or if you're in a poor neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? They're like, I don't know. I mean, there's good people in both, but, dude, I had this gigantic fucking mosquito. That's what it is. Get the fuck out of here. Holy shit.
So okay, so here's another one that I think is interesting.
Yeah.
What about what was I?
Yeah.
What do you think about smoking cigars back to back, but the wrappers would go well together? Like broadleaf and Sumatra goes well together. Obviously, you said Connecticut broadleaf and Connecticut shade, which go well together. That's an easy one. You know what I mean? Connecticut does go as well. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. But even if you stay with the same wrapper, not all Mexican San Andreas will go well with Mexican San Andreas, though. You know what I'm saying, though?
Sure.
But also, you talk about what kind of tier, what kind of regions are in the fillers, what kind of age on the fillers. There's a lot of factors with that, you know?
Check this out, dude. Fucking smoking a Cameroon, then smoking a Mexican San Andreas. That might go well. You see what I mean?
It could, but it could also go really bad. You have to smoke the Cameroon first.
For sure. For sure.
I guess you could say smoke the red dot and the purple because that's Cameroon, and then but you could say it's the same company and both have Dominican Floto Cubano, so that
Yeah.
and the filler that's gonna match.
Yeah.
But will it totally go well together? I don't have an answer on that. I can't say.
I feel like if you smoked let me think, something in a Sin Compromiso, maybe like a Hemingway and then the Sin Compromiso. I think that might go.
Maybe.
You don't think so?
I think a Hemingway and then like a Hemingway Maduro will go well back to back, or a Hemingway and then like
Interesting.
because you once again you're using a lot of the same fillers, so it's not going to be so off track. You know what I'm saying? Though?
Hmm.
And with the same company, with similar aging processes and everything else. But I think when I'm telling you, I've done it a lot in the past because when I was first started smoking, I didn't think at all about pairing. I would just go from cigar to cigar, and
Hmm.
everything always went well together. You know?
Interesting. Did you ever smoke two cigars back to back and went, that really worked?
Yeah, yeah. In the past, I would do that more. Um, I would do. I'll tell you what I would do. I would do a small Davidoff and then a small Padron 64 Principe Maduro. So I
Mm.
would do a small Davidoff, like a light shade, like a Corona, so they're really beautiful, and then pick it up with the 64 Maduro as the second. And those two Coronas back to back really pair well together. Um, but those are both high end,
Yeah.
same size, and opposite kind of cigars, but when you get to cigars that are weird or exotic, for example, let's throw in CAO Amazon Basic,
Yeah.
weird fucking cigar. Nothing's gonna pair well with that cigar. If I
Yeah.
wouldn't even want to smoke two of them back to back. So when you
Bro, imagine smoking a Zeno into a Macanudo green, dude.
nah, no,
That'd be horrible, man. That'd be the worst experience you could have.
no, 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 and I couldn't imagine doing two Connecticut's back to back, like shade grown. I don't know. Oh, if you're talking about Inspirato green,
Yeah. Inspirato green. I'm saying having like a Zeno, like a nice
no,
smooth Connecticut into.
no, I don't think Brazilian cigars mix well with anything. I think when you have that really heavy Brazilian swamp tobacco, which is unique, but I think you have to stay in that lane and either go with the same cigar or that.
Yeah.
I would now if you went with these Inspirato Black and Inspirato White, you'd be fine again. You know, if you go with the Connecticut shade first and Inspirato Black, those are equal opposite cigars in the like peanut butter and jelly. You know, but
Yeah.
I don't
I'm really not.
the red or orange, the red especially the Macanudo Inspirato red. It's rather strong and heavy and unique and different. I don't think. No, I know it wouldn't go well with the black or the. I use that one the least. It's still, I think, a good cigar. Have you
The red? You talking about the red?
had the Inspirato Red?
I haven't smoked the red. I've only smoked the green and the orange.
What
But I have a black.
two things I respect about the Inspirato line, and really think about it. The price point is available for everyone, and they feel better than the price. When you go to the store and get it for $7, they're good cigars for $7, $8. They're really reasonable. Online, even cheaper. Now the construction, they're definitely not as nicely as higher end Macanudos, but hence the price. But what's interesting is with all the colors of the Inspirato line, and within a short period of time, they covered almost all the basics. The white, you got a beautiful, strong shade cigar. The black, you have a true, strong Connecticut broadleaf, really great cigar. Really great cigar. The black is really one of my favorites. The green covered,
Hmm.
the orange covered the Honduran. The red, I forget what the red is. I truly forget what the red is. That's
I think it's a Habano of some sort.
it's a strong cigar. And then
Hmm.
the special edition ones that I forget, you know. Oh, but
Yeah.
like, special,
The Hamau and the Palladium.
yeah, but then there's also a specialist in green. There's a green shade. There's a Brazilian shade. That was good. Have you had that one?
Right. No, I haven't had that one.
So
That one looked really good to me, but I didn't
what's interesting,
catch it in time.
a new person can learn a lot about cigars by just smoking that whole line in a week. If you smoke one of those every day, you can say, oh,
Yeah.
and you kind of cover almost all the base. The only thing they're missing, I think, is Mexican San Andreas. They pretty much got everything. And trust me, they're going to do that soon.
Yeah, I see what you mean. The orange, no, the orange nor the green really hit me particularly. It didn't do that much for me, but I gotta try the black.
Oh, the black is fantastic. Get
Yeah.
black and Robusto. Make sure you let it dry out for a couple of days. I know you said,
Yeah.
it, but man, that's a great cigar. That's a great cigar. That's a great cigar, and a great affordable cigar. Um,
This thing about halfway, I think they started to add Lajero to it, and it's smoking a lot stronger. The wrapper is really mild. I think that's the issue. I think they may. Yeah,
Though is a lackluster cigar though. I'm not saying it's bad, but it definitely. I think he was trying to be more a gentleman with the cigar, but that's not what he does. He's not. He can't do David off shit. So I
yeah,
think he went out of his lane with the cigar, and nobody wanted it. You know, I've never seen guys in a shop being like, "You have Tatuaje, Lactler or Octler." No, no, even the name sounds too fancy for a Tatuaje. Tatuaje made stuff like Broadleaf or Monster, and you're like, "Yeah, that's
yeah,
Tatuaje." You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, yeah,
it is what it is. You know. And where's
yeah.
Gio's clapping cheeks because it's the weekend?
Dude, Geo showed up and we were talking about power, and he just like dipped immediately. So
I don't know.
that's how it goes with Geo.
Look, guys, we can't just talk about cigars. What I appreciate, every person I have come on, we have different topics. With you, I feel like we have good intellectual conversations where,
Yeah,
um, and either whether it's not that we agree or disagree, but we might have different concepts on things. Uh,
right.
and it's good to have conversations on things. I think it's just to have good, to go realize a little deeper, because it's not like we just totally agree or disagree on every topic, but I feel
Right.
like a way to bounce things back. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, me too, man.
Have you on uh, you're a good guest because I'm not dragging. Sacco, I have a great time. Sacco's just like a ball. Sacco, I love the flexing with Sacco, and he's like, "Yo, Big D, what's up?" And like, oh man, Sacco, we have a lot of fun, and so each person has different, situation, different vibes, whatever. But I feel we get into these deeper conversations, and I enjoy that. Um, but yeah, I mean, like for example, like we talked about today about what the Air Force did to that neighborhood, and
Yeah.
and you could say, well, that's terrible. And you could say, well, you were testing out a weapon they would use on the enemy to see how effective it was beforehand. So, but that's a bullshit excuse.
But you don't do it on citizens,
But
man. Just period,
but
man. You got to protect your citizens.
you're lying. You're lying to yourself if you think we still don't do psyops. Now it's more psychological things. You telling me things like Facebook is not created by the government? Facebook is a CIA operation. Facebook, before they used to have to get warrants or secretly spy on you to find out what you were doing. Now you'll post what salad you ate. Now you'll post if you get to an argument with your wife. Now, and even if they're not watching right now, when you commit a crime, or if the society turns on you, they go back on your Facebook and now they know, And then as far as criminals, let's say, for example, um, you called up one of those websites to get a hooker, and it's a scam. Well, they got your phone number and they can look you up through Facebook or your phone number, and all of a sudden they got your website, they got your family, they find out you're married, they find out where you work, they tell you, well, if you don't give us $500, we're going to forward this to your boss and your wife that you're trying to pick up a 20-year-old hooker on the internet, and now they blackmail you. So I mean, trust me, it's dangerous for many reasons. Facebook. Um,
You're saying the government does that?
no, I'm telling you, criminals do that as well.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm just saying though, but I mean, trust me, like what I'm saying though.
Again, dude, sex doesn't lead to anything good, man.
Well, I mean, sex in its natural state, when it's between them, I can say a man and a woman. Then traditional, two people that love each other
Yeah.
of consenting age, it generally leads to a more stable society. Only because people need to have sex, but it's better. It's better to have that. Also for disease, to keep things in house than if you're just roaming around. And for example, did you see
Right.
they said syphilis is running wild right now in Houston. I want to know what guy or girl showed up in Houston last week with syphilis and went wild raw dog. And because let's just say if some guy raw dog 5 girls in 1 week, and those 5 girls sleep with another 5 guys,
Right.
right? And now you're talking about exponential. Exponential, you could have disease spread. I mean, very fast. You know.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Something else I like about Sacco, man, when he's on, and just in general, dude, Sacco is so funny, man. That's something I never expect from him. And he'll just drop these lines, and I'm like, dude's really funny.
I also like
So I appreciate
he's
that.
making soup.
Yeah. Yeah. Sacco's solid, man.
Oh yeah, Sacco's a great guy. Do you think we should have Sacco on next? Is Sacco still here? Because
I think that's
I'm gonna go to my second cigar here. Look up, dude. Is this a 54? It looks like a 54.
that looks bigger than 54, man. That looks like 56.
I don't know. Remember, I have big hands. I don't know.
55, 56 maybe? No, really 50? I don't know.
You have to. It's okay. I'm gonna say this.
Mhm.
It's at minimum a 54. It could be a 56. It could be. It could be 6x56 torpedo, and I think it could be. It could be 55. You have to ask Dream Life because I never had this one. All right, so Sacco's gonna come on next. Yes,
Awesome.
it's an extremely full pack. And here's the crazy thing: I can't find my cutter, so I'm gonna have to cut this with a pocket knife. That's
Just bite that thing. Oh, nice.
the torpedo though. It's gonna be hard.
I guess, man. I don't know. I've been really cutting my cigars just regardless.
It,
But I can see how that's tougher with a torpedo.
it could be a 55. It's the big boy, and
Yeah.
but you can see it's ready to go. So let's
Well,
have Sacco on next.
yeah.
Any closing notes you want to say to the gentleman before you leave?
Yeah. Let me say thanks for having me. I enjoy our conversations, enjoy hanging out. So thank you. I also want to say about this cigar in specific, the Latelier I don't know how to anyway, the line, it goes from 52 to 54 to 56.
Uh,
And I think that's kind of where he messed up. Because I think if you wanted to really showcase this cigar, I mean, maybe he tried it and it didn't work, but I would have loved to see this. Thank you, Larry. I would have loved to see this in a regular Corona 5.5 by 42 or Lonsdale, dude, 6 by 44. Actually, this would probably be really good in
if,
Lonsdale because, again, you're pushing the wrapper a little more.
if you're trying to be classy and a lighter cigar, the smaller size is more traditional. I think you know. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But once again, that's why you don't see it as a making no more, right? Because that's the cigar's discontinued.
Is it? I don't think it's discontinued.
Dude, I could have swore it's discontinued.
Maybe. I'll have to check it out. Um, but I mean, dude, honestly, the blend is not bad. The blend is for sure not bad. But again, I think a different size would have helped us a lot. I would have loved to see this in like the 888 size, whatever that is. It's like a 6.5 by like
42, 44.
40. Yeah, yeah, but like with the torpedo tip kind of. Anyway,
Yeah, who would have?
so anyway, all right, man. Well, I look forward to seeing Sacco, and have a good night, guys.
All right, you too, bro. I'll catch you around.
All right,
And let's
see
get
you.
Saint Sacco next.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
It's a 55, he said. 6 by 55. Now, the Anejo is a cigar I've had many times. I've never had it in this size, in this gauge. This will be the biggest gauge. And this will be the first torpedo Anejo. And I'm just taking my time. If you don't have a cutter on you, it's difficult, but not impossible. You take your time, you get a straight line across, and slowly work. I mean, man, this is really thick tobacco. Wow, son. Really amazing. Hey, okay.
Where's the
Yeah,
gang? Richie,
this
what's
guy's
up, bro?
correct.
Yeah, that cigar is
That's
55.
what makes sense. It's a big cigar.
That's why it calls number 55.
Yeah. It's a beautiful looking cigar. It really is. Yeah. It's gonna take me some time to cut this. What are you smoking? Are you doing Liga tonight?
No, no liga tonight.
What are you
I,
smoking?
I was smoking fake Cuban. But I'm gonna smoke this one. This is for the size. Can you see, man? That oh my phone is dirty, I think.
What's that rare pink?
Let me clean it. No,
I can't see.
hold on. I think I need to clean my camera. Oh, that's better. No, this is the one you were smoking. smoking. But anyway, yeah, it's 55.
Oh, you have the Anejo.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna smoke the shark
Oh, the shark. Interesting. Oh, fantastic.
instead. Oh man, I gotta find a place to put this phone. Let's see where I can put it. What about here?
No Jeremy tonight.
No, Jeremy. It's not gonna work.
Where is Big Firm?
Have anybody spoken to Big Firm?
Not in a while. Maybe a few weeks ago.
Was he okay?
I know he's a liar. I mean, okay, it's up to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, maybe he got lounged out. You know.
Yeah, the Notorious is not showing up for a while now.
I haven't seen him maybe 3 weeks. I hope he's okay. All right, I got that cut with a knife. That's pretty good for a pocket knife.
That's pretty good, yeah,
And
especially for that tip.
dude, yeah, it's a torpedo. You know, regular cigar. That was you got to take your time, man. You can't just go straight.
Yeah, you gotta go layer by layer.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's a sharp knife there.
Yeah. It is what it is, you know. Yeah. So what is Sage Sacco up to?
Just sitting here, boy, and and having a cigar, and now I'm gonna have the second one.
So how come you wanted to go to the Dome before?
What was that?
How come you wanted to go to the Dome?
Oh, it's okay. I wanted to join SAC. It's fun to be at the Dome sometimes.
Okay. Hey, I supposed to do in California. Criminals are putting notes on people's cars with the PayPal or Venmo, saying, "Just Venmo me some money and I won't break into your car." See that?
Well, yeah, because they have the guns in California. That's how we roll, brother.
Yeah,
Only criminals allowed to carry.
yeah. But no, so imagine coming to your car and there's a note saying, "If you don't text me money, I'm going to break in tomorrow."
And nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit. The
Yep.
police aren't doing anything. I mean, well, that could be a big business.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, I'm out of gas. That's it. It's okay. Fuente will burn itself.
You got to give it to Fuente for the consistency.
Yep. Yeah, these Anejo, especially, but these sharks, I never had a tight draw on them.
Oh,
They're pretty good.
I never had it in this size torpedo. That's really nice. You got to admit, Fuente's torpedoes and with the Maduros with the Anejo blend is really nice.
Yeah, and it's not conflicting with the cigar I had prior. That was the pyramid, Cohiba pyramid. And it's like it's pretty mild, bro. It's like 30% darkness.
It's really that light. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Really light. The pyramids, really light.
Wow. Did you even enjoy it or no?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, they're real good, and they smell like Cuban, and I don't know, but I don't know how the hell
Oh,
they
dealing with the whole Cuban dilemma. You know,
forget it, man.
I don't even know if you want to talk about that right now.
Nah, not really.
No, I mean, at least you know Fuente's Fuente.
Mm.
I'm going to tell you right now, it would be really hard to fake Padron and Fuente. Really hard. You know, because you'll know right from the right from the flavor. You know what I'm saying though? Like Padron has that construction, that power. You can't fake that. You know what I'm saying though? You wouldn't know a Padron 26 if it was faked.
Because well, the Cubans have a bad reputation for like for bad construction. So um, you know,
Yeah, and the Cubans you've been getting have good construction, so you got to say, oh shit, maybe the Cubans with good construction in the fakes. You know, what if the fakes are better?
I mean, dude, believe me, I smoked them in everywhere I went. So the bird is the same, the taste is the same, and then the same cigar I smoke is pretty much the same. And plus the wrappers they use, but and then the smell that comes from the cigars, you don't get those on New World cigars. Like the wrappers, like remember the Monte Cristo 80th I sent you?
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember the wrapper? I can take that cigar in my hand and look at it, and I can't like come up with another cigar wrapper that that I've seen.
No, that's a great cigar. Well, I say it's a great cigar. You know, I mean, well, it's also, you know, I'm sure it's the thing. Even if you got scammed, sometimes they can't all be fake. You know what I'm saying? Though.
I don't know, bro. Um, I'm
What's scary is though.
now the only thing is, yeah, what's scary is then that means like everybody's selling fakes.
Well, you got to say there's big money in it, and there's so low supply. So I mean, you got to figure because when and he was talking about the security features, and then also even when they have the security features, how they fuck up on the fakes. The fake,
How you gonna figure out? The only way with that thing, that guy send it to the lab to he bought that majestic sauces whatever.
yeah,
That videos Josh posted, but I've seen that video like a while ago. So what he does, he goes to he's from Switzerland, and he buys a box of the majestic sauces whatever, and then he goes to Cuba, and then for them to check it special, so they have to take it to the lab and actually test the tobacco, the soil content where the tobacco is grown, so then they can tell if it's real or not. That's the only way. If they
yeah.
can fake everything, they can fake everything.
Or if they have a real certified one, they could just compare and contrast the wrapper binder and filler and
Well,
see.
if you can figure out by the band, then if you take the cigar without a box, then you would never know if it's not Cuban. How you gonna know if the band works, band matches, right?
Well, from there, if the band is right and the box is right, you, you'd have to test the DNA
So
of the.
let's say forget the box. Let's say you're buying a cigar from the shop. Let's say you're just picking up few cigars and and going home.
Yeah.
I mean, how you gonna know if it's real or not? So
And even if you enjoy it, it's good. It still could be fake because
it's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm smoking them, bro. I mean, it's good
no,
and they're different
I'm
than
saying
any other cigars that I smoke on a daily basis.
right, but he was saying that a lot of the fakes are still Cuban cigars. They're just not the true one though. You know, so it's
Yeah, could be they're faking the brand, but they're maybe fake Cohiba, but they're not fake Cuban.
correct. They're still Cubans, but the thing is like, but then you shouldn't have to pay that price. Yes.
I understand that, but believe me, I dissected few of these cigars, and they're all long filler. I mean, decent like quality tobacco leaves. It's not like there's junk and floor sweeping in there.
Right. Yeah. So, well, I was talking to Jeremy about that I think yesterday. I think there's even within we have mid tier and high end. There's mid tier fake Cubans and high end fake Cubans. You get what I'm saying though? So even if you're getting a high end Cuban cigar and it's fake, if it's still a high end cigar, it's still a high end cigar, but unfortunately it could be fake. So it still could be a great cigar.
Well, no, okay. Let's for example, I mean, you have like Rolex, like fake or cologne Rolex. They start like at $150, and it goes up to like 1900 for the super colognes. But they're still fake. They're made in China. They're not made in Swiss.
But
So that's a fake.
yeah, but they're still a good watch.
They're still a good watch, but because of they don't have the money to advertise and put it in a market, come up with their own brand,
Yeah.
they sell it under Rolex. They're still a good watch, and it's with Swiss movement, and like the two-door watch that like impersonates Rolex. That's how they did it. They just came out with their own brand instead of making fake Rolex. But still, two-door is made in Swiss. So anyway, but this one, I mean, if
But Sacco, anywhere people can make money, you got to say there's going to be a counterfeit. It's inevitable, and people, and it doesn't mean the counterfeits are terrible. Like so, of course, now the worst case is if you paid 10 grand for a Rolex and it was fake. That would be terrible. But if you're getting a Rolex for 1,500, you're probably getting a fake one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, as far as you're getting a fake, you do. But here, again, I mean, it's the same cigars that I buy from like duty-free shops.
You can't take your if you got fake Cuban cigars and you paid full price. The people are going to say the company's going to say, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Well, the
And
talisman, I paid like 200 a piece at Turks and Caicos at the shop, and the talisman that I have here, it looks the same, it tastes the same, and it is like the same thing. And I buy from Habanos authorized shops, not just any shop going buy Cuban cigars.
that's the best you could do as far as doing the right thing. But that guy in that video I saw, he went to a real store and he paid 7,500
But
for
that thing is not 7,500, bro. That thing is like 20, 30 G's.
which one we talking about?
That guy that went to the store and bought it, the
No, but
Majestic Saucers.
when he bought that, though, it wasn't recently. He bought that years ago, and then he checked it recently, and then the price went up, and the guy said, "I'll give you the credit," but he goes, "Yeah, but now I can't replace it because the new price has gone up." So that's the problem.
And plus that box that he had, it was fake.
No, but he
But
saw
that was like pretty well made fake, right? That nobody could
he was
tell until.
fake, and he didn't even smoke one. And he brought it to Habanos. They inspected everything, and he has a lawyer, and they proved that little card, the authenticity card. There was a printing error. There was one word that was wrong. Remember? And so
Right.
there's no way it was real. So as perfect as it looked, and the boxes were. So you got to understand, there has to be people that work for Habanos that on the side they're also making fakes because how else are they getting everything so perfect or almost perfect?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I mean, with the boxes and with the labels and with the tobacco and all that shit, it's still, I mean, it's a dark market, but on the end, they test like real thing. I mean,
it's amazing how much work has to go into to make these counterfeits because it'd be one thing if they just were making something and they weren't copying anything. They someone was just saying, "Yeah, these are Cuban cigars," but to copy specific boxes and specific blends and bands and do it to almost fool people, unless you like Anthony P. That's all they do as far as exposing that
well,
stuff.
I have the boxes Siglo, so the numbers on the back, you can only see the under UV light. It's the same serial numbers are as on the box, and it's box of 25 cigars. The serial numbers, they
But with that, he was saying they talked to people with the same kind of box, and what they found is they had the same serial numbers. So even though they did all the right things, unless if you bought a bunch of them, that were fakes, you wouldn't realize they were able to mass produce the right features, but with the same numbers, so that it has to be fake too. I'm not saying
so
you're.
then yeah, the question is now, what shop do you trust? You know,
I don't.
if
I don't think you could trust anyone anymore unless like what Anthony was talking about, because anyone that's having constant stock in this market, what he's saying is it can't be real because the stock, everything that's real is so more expensive. I was looking at that website, bro. I mean, base like certain cohibas, $3,500 for a box of 10. That's a lot of money, man. And,
yeah,
and they were out of
yeah,
stock. They were out of stock. That's a lot of money. Holy shit, you know.
yeah, that is a lot of money. But
So I mean, I don't have an answer for it, but
well, I mean, look, if the tobacco is it is what it is. Like, and it's like rolled in. I mean, in Cuba, in the farm somewhere or
Well,
somebody's house,
there,
using the same tobacco.
even if it's
Uh,
quality is there, they're great cigars. The question is though, who is making these great cigars? But obviously, they just trying to copy the brand so they can make the more money. Though. But who's making these great fake cigars?
exactly, and it's a lot of cigars, bro. I mean, it's not like one or two boxes, you know. And I mean, it's a lot of cigars.
Sacco, you gotta think someone might be making more fakes than reals because if these fakes are all available and the real ones are all out,
Yeah,
who's you might not even. Well, I mean, you're saying it's Cuban tobacco, but what if some of the Cuban cigars are not even Cuban because then they could get tobacco cheaper from Dominican Republic or something. And I don't know. I don't have an answer. Someone's got to be making this
but
shit.
those cigars don't taste like Dominican cigars, bro.
No, I'm not
That's the
saying.
thing.
I'm not saying yours do. I'm just saying, like But I mean, the fake market for Cubans is so big. It might be bigger than the real market. So,
Well, okay, the website that I was buying from, when you go, like, you use like the real computer, desktop computer, to go to the fair website, on the corner it pops up who buys whatever somebody buys, and it pops up right there. And there's like every second, and everybody who buys it is from United States. Sometimes from Australia, sometimes yes, I don't know from where, but most of the people like United States, USA, California, and then yeah. But I don't know, dude. I really don't, because the wrappers on those cigars, and then the taste, and then it's nothing like I've seen on cigars here. Like.
right, and like I said, to the naked eye, just like the Rolex, most people would say, "Hey, that's a Rolex." So, but we can't say that it's not happening, bro. There's so much money in the fake market
Oh
that
yeah, it is happening, man.
oh yeah, it's what it used to
Bro,
be.
just because of availability, like it's
Only available on the street. Like if you said, "Oh, I got a guy," and he was Cubans on the street, you would say it's probably fakes or stolen, real stuff. But in this case, now we have real companies or Habanos SA or stores, you know what I'm saying, though, and with counterfeit with it, like Monte Fortuna, where Monte Fortuna was getting fakes and reals at the same time. That's kind of crazy, and to say they didn't know, and if they didn't know, so what are they being? You get what I'm saying though. So I think it's a massive problem. It's not going away. It's not going away. I think
no, it's not. No, it's not, and it's only going to get bigger. So basically, it is the deal. So China, they said China bought out like 50% of the Habanos. So 50%, whatever Habanos makes, 50% of the cigars goes to China. China is number one consumer, and then the rest goes around the world.
okay. Here's the thing too, though. What if people are buying all the Cuban cigars just to resell them on the secondary market,
Well, that's what Chinese do. They go every duty free store, bro, in the airports, and then they buy all the Cuban cigars from the shelves,
and they resell them?
and they resell it, because in China it's way more expensive. Like box of Behike in China would probably cost you $10,000. Behike 56.
Hey, what's up, Mark? How you doing? All right, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's too much money involved with the fake market because it's not like the fake ones that you could be getting look like shit. That's the scary thing. Like it's what I'm saying, no, like and the construction's there and the quality's there. And the scary thing in the mind is if you enjoyed it, then you're like, you know what I'm saying? No, I mean,
Yeah, right. I mean, dude, like, I mean, you enjoy it. It's not like pieces. I mean, it's not shit.
so it's not like the old days. My father went on a cruise and he said, "Oh, I got you Cubans." And there's a little glass box of 5 cigars. He knew they were fake. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Uh,
yeah, glass. Yeah, glass. Forget it. Yeah, they
yeah.
don't make no glass bags.
But the point is, though, now they're at the point where they're copying the boxes, they're copying the band,
They're copying everything.
they're copying the tax stamps.
They're copying the hinges. They're copying the whole. I mean, if that's the case, then But they're still good cigars. That's the point, you know.
Hmm. Well,
Um,
Marco, he said he had a Milano that was bad. I mean, anything could be like that, but chances are, did you buy that at a store?
oh, probably that was
If it
that
was
was probably too moist.
if any cigar is too moist, it can really affect the smoke, because I never had a bad Oliva on the Milano side. They're very reliable. So, I don't know the situation, but if you bought it at a store, lots of stores are too wet and you have to let it dry out for a day or two, you know. But I've never had a bad Oliva or a bad Padron or a bad Fuente. Uh,
Yeah,
I haven't. Like, like, oh, I can't smoke this or it doesn't work. That's just crazy about the fakes, man. And you got to admit, though, Anthony, hey, cheers, bro. Anthony with his people, that's all they do. But that's a lot of work. But that's all they do is prove the differences, in uh, the security. And there is some valid points to that. And, you could say, okay, but that doesn't mean anything. But uh, I don't know.
I don't know, but the cigar sure tastes good.
No, no, and I'm not disagreeing with you on that. And I'm not saying the ones you had are fake. What I'm saying is, though, at the same time, he was talking about the Vihicas, and he was saying nobody has them for 2,000. He said, what was he saying? What's the real price? Like 25 or 3,000 or more?
Or the 2600.
Was
That's
it?
for BHK 56.
And that's
Yeah,
about
10 of them. It was $260 each. It's
hmm,
cheaper than Opus 25.
ah, uh,
Yeah, cheaper than Opus 25. Richie, but dude, let's don't forget, cigars like used to be. They still are, maybe like luxury, right?
okay, but that's subjective. Spending $10 or $20 on a cigar is
Yeah,
a lot of money. It is. So to most people, $20 is still a lot of money to spend on a cigar. I think it is. So $300 to me, that's insanity. It's they're
but
not.
okay, here, if let's say uh the Habanos makes like 5 million cigars a year. Okay, let's say 8 million cigars a year. That's just not even 1% of the population.
I think they're making more fakes than real, just to keep
Yeah, probably. Hell yeah.
up with the demand. Now, here's the question: do you think the Cuban government or people within the government are part of the fake system? Can't see why not.
Of course. Why not? Why not? Well, communism is communism. Everybody takes whatever they can until the regime changes, and then everybody go. The new people come in, and then there's the uncles. There is these people. There is that people. There is this family, and that's it. Of
Yeah,
course there are.
yeah. I think it's big business, man. I think there's too much money paid, and because think about the counterfeit, you know, it's a lot more profit.
Well, this guy I know, he's a Cuban. That's what he does. Actually, brings him and sells it for $20. But I never bought it from him. He sells the vehicles for 20 bucks. Oh, now it says it went up $30.
It can't be real.
But look, they are dude. They are not real, but they are Cuban tobacco, right? They're. I know him, and I know he. I know that's what he does. Okay, they rolled in Cuba. 100%, I can guarantee that. And then the cigars that I smoked from him. Every time he sees me, like we get together, he gives me cigars. So, bro, they're good.
No,
They're legit.
it's
Like,
definitely good and legit.
yeah,
So
I mean, okay, believe it or not, the farmers take a better care of their tobacco than the factory altogether.
yeah, because the
Like,
farmer.
for every farmer is their pride to grow a good tobacco. Okay, is their pride like in America, who has a bigger truck.
Yeah,
Okay, so in Cuba, that's what the farmers like talk about. Everybody is proud of their tobacco.
yeah.
So people still make better cigars. I mean, than the factory does sometimes. It's just they having a problem with aging. They can't do a lot of aging because they need the money.
Yeah, yeah.
So
There's a lot of issues with that, and the quality. Some guy said there was a new release of Cuban cigars, and
and what if imagine people growing tobacco secretly without government knowing? Because what farmers do, they give their 90% of their crop to the government and they keep the 10%.
well, once again, they can lie about the percentage.
They can lie about percentage. They can grow without anybody's knowing it, or I mean, uh, yeah, yeah. That's what it is, though, PG. That's how it is. I mean, for a farmer, is their pride. The tobacco is their life, dude. There's people like their generations grown and grown the tobacco, and it's their pride to come up with the good stuff. But
Yeah.
so they don't ferment it, and they just harvest it, dry it, and give it to the government and keep their 10%. But it's
So they're allowed to roll their own 10% and sell their 10%.
gonna fuck up. I got a phone call. Let me turn this.
All right,
Man,
sorry.
this one customer I have is fucking calling me every fucking day, every 10 times a day.
I gotta have him come back. Hold on. We got a technical difficulty. Let's see. It's a delicious cigar. Very smooth, chocolatey, charred wood. Hey, what's up, bro? We had a bad connection there.
Yeah, but then I got a phone call.
Yeah, so like you said, I'm not saying the fakes, the higher. Okay, once again, there's different tiers of fake Cuban cigars. So when you're getting these higher end fake Cuban cigars, they look and they smoke great. So the question is, what is it? I don't know. Maybe they're copying the blend too.
Yeah, yeah. They well, every kind of
What happened?
man. No, so every farmer basically knows, and then every region, the tobacco region, they already know what cigars their tobacco is going to be used for. Because there are specific regions, specific farms, or specific places that, let's say, for Cohiba, for Monte Cristo, or for Romeo Julieta, or so forth and so on.
Yeah, yeah, it did. So in a way, I don't have a problem with the counterfeit Cubans if you didn't pay the full price.
Well,
Like,
if you pay the full price, then it's going to be way more than what you're paying. I mean, you know.
no, what I'm saying is the problem is it's misleading. Even if they're great cigars, if you believe that it's the true one and you're paying $1,000 for a box, that's really shitty because it's not the real one. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Okay, but here is the deal. Now, if that whatever that site having like a sale on Siglo 6, let's say for $850 for 25 cigars, how much is per cigar then? 20, $30, about 30 something, right?
Yeah, 35. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, but I mean the Habano store is selling them for 16 to 17 or 1800 for 25 cigars. Now the question is, would you be able to tell the difference between those two if out of the box, if I mean, somebody gives it to you, or real Cuban smoker. Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't buy Cuban cigars for all of this reason. I think it's too much of a headache. I think whether they're real or fake, they cost too much money.
Yeah.
So when you think about even cheap Cubans, $500-$600 a box, that'd be cheap right now. They'll spend on Liga Bravada, Padron, Fuente, Davidoff, etc. Name your brand. Cohiba, and you would save so much money, and you know without a shadow of a doubt, it's real. And that's to me would piss me off. And you spend more than 500, so I couldn't take the risk, even at 200 to buy fakes. At
Yeah.
1,000 or 2,000, I would be so mad. You know what I'm saying though? Because let's say you want to save the box and resell it in 2 years, you can't now because if you put it somewhere and it's fake, now it's like no, it's fake, man. And now you're stuck with cigars you can't even sell. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's I don't know, bro. It's just the way it is, basically. How is that cigar going? Is it the same Anejo that you're familiar with?
Yes, but it's definitely more mild with the bigger gauge. The 55 gauge really, it's a nice
Yeah.
meat. People started with black, the classic Anejo notes, but I know it's going to pick up too, though. But the Anejo, this is 55 gauge. That's really big. I've never had it bigger than Toro, you know.
Yeah.
So I never had it this size. And 55 is big. So yeah, it's very smooth though. We'll see how it builds up. Do you think you're going to still buy Cubans or not?
Not from that side. Definitely no. I don't think so. Because uh, I mean, even though the cigars are good, but too much money. I can pay $20 to my guy, and I know I'm getting like real Cuban
Yeah,
farm rolls.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the thing. If you know you're going to get duped, at least pay the
Yeah,
base.
but then they have they have bands on them, but you know what you're buying. At least you know what you're buying, and it's not that expensive, and they're good cigars.
Yeah, I don't know what Sack is doing. Sack is smoking a lot of the machine rolled cigars. He's smoking Toscanas. I never. That's the little Italian cigars, the little ones. I
Oh,
never.
really?
I never. The little ones that they're dry cured. You don't have to even keep them in. I'm talking about the machine made, dry cured.
Uh,
I
how
never.
he finds all this stuff?
What's that?
How he finds all that stuff?
Most like 7-Elevens will sell that, or any cigar shop, like they sell that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Shaq, do you think those are 3.0? Are those better than Padron?
Then I'm smoking that cigar fast. It's delicious. See, but it's a different ball game. Like these are like heavy, oily. Like you can feel it on your tongue and shit. But Cubans are not as much.
No, man.
Different ball game.
I,
Cuban tobacco, I should say. Wow. So I gave that one a 5.0.
Taco. If like what do you say 5.0? He is out of his mind. He's giving cheap, fake cigars the little machine. That's not even real tobacco.
I think he's doing that on purpose to get under your skin, Richie.
Yeah, hold on. I got something for him.
Sag. There you go, Sag.
I
That's
mean,
it.
You're gonna smoke a Toscano fake little Italian cigar here. Dude, this is
Yeah,
not
Sag is not afraid of to tell the truth.
yeah, that's
That's for sure.
not a real.
Get another beer.
Why don't you go smoke? I don't know. I don't. It's pretty much like smoking crack.
So is that worse than cigarettes?
Oh, that's worse than cigarettes. I would never smoke this.
Oh man.
What are they even made with?
Huh?
What are they even made with?
My
It,
phone is burning. I'm
it's
trying to.
it's a machine made cigar. They
Bro, that's funny.
hurting me.
I never had that one.
It's like smoking backwood, like backwoods.
Yeah. Backwoods. Well, I mean, yeah, Backwoods not a real cigar, but
Yeah, they put marijuana in it.
to get kids into smoking.
It is what it is. What are you doing tomorrow? Cheers.
Cheers, guys. I don't know yet. It's so hot, bro.
It is.
I don't know. Probably like I don't know. Probably stay home, enjoy the pool, and do some barbecue and shit.
Yeah, EP Carrillo is a nice cigar. The Astoria is a great cigar. Yeah. Man, did you see those people in San Francisco? They like a pool on the side of the road.
Would you pay to buy the the
What's
the
that?
the new one? Would you pay to buy the new Allegiance?
Not no, allegiance or pledge of allegiance.
Uh, pledge allegiance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No. Anthony sent to me, but in my opinion,
I
that
know.
cigar is too weak. Like it's not a bad cigar, but it's the weakest he's ever made, and it's such a dark cigar. It's a very dark Maduro, and it's only medium plus, and there's almost no spice. So I feel like they could have did better with that blend. You know, especially when you name a cigar after America. I thought it was going to be strong. You know,
Right. Uh-huh.
strong. So I thought it was no for $20. You can get the pledge for $12, and it's the better cigar. You know, when people make a cigar and then they make a special version of it, the special version doesn't mean it's always better. You know what I'm saying? No, it
Right.
doesn't mean like when you make a masterpiece like the pledge, and whether you like it or not, that's a masterpiece. It's very hard to say, oh, we're gonna make another masterpiece. It doesn't just work like that. You know?
Oh yeah, the Allegiance was another one, right? So this is the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, yeah. There was the
Allegiance
Allegiance
was
separate.
very good. Allegiance wasn't as good as the pledge, but it was still a very good cigar. Um, the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm not saying it was bad, but I'll take the pledge or the allegiance any day. You know, that's just my opinion. You know? Yeah, but it wasn't strong though. You're missing my point, Bruce. I didn't say it was a bad cigar, but when you think of EP Carrillo and that lineup, those are strong cigars, and they got a lot of balls. And like the pledge or the allegiance, they're not weak. Well, even the Astoria is not a weak cigar. It's got a lot of flavor.
Maybe they used the aged tobacco in there, and the tobacco lost the thing, the you know
No, I
the
think
spirit.
it was the tobacco they used. The priming. You know, it's just listen. It wasn't for me, and I can't say that for $20. Why would I spend more money for the Pledge of Allegiance when the pledge is $12 and stronger and more complex and more powerful, and more, in my opinion, just the better cigar. Um, so what I'm saying is, you pay more for less. So I'm not saying the Pledge of Allegiance was a bad cigar, but you're paying more for less. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does.
It makes sense. Okay, so do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Flat.
Cigar burning slow, huh?
Yeah, Sacco, I think I'm gonna have to put a tent at your house. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, maybe
But
I'll be.
it's getting pretty windy here sometimes. You gotta get a heavy duty tent.
I
You
have.
just come to California, and then we can go to welfare office and get you a tent for free.
Yeah, I'll be there next. I have a nice hat. Yeah, you know. I'm gonna have to switch over to all my 10 round magazines. You know.
Yeah, yeah. We're lucky we even have that, dude.
Yeah,
Some countries don't even have web, but like don't even allow any.
but see, you're not in the country. You're in America, baby, not California. And California is illegal what they're doing. It's illegal. They treat you guys.
Well, in California here, we do what we want. We have like our own economy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Been to San Francisco? Do you see how many dirty needles and shit is everywhere?
Oh, that's nasty, bro. I don't even want to. I don't even want to think
I
about it.
saw this. These people went to a park in one day and they had a bucket full of dirty needles. One day looking through a park. I mean, how do you let your kids play in the park? You can't. It's dangerous.
And guess what? Those needles they get for free. My father-in-law he had a diabetes, and we were trying to get needles on a Sunday for him for insulin. And then they said that the doctor is not here. We cannot prescribe any prescription right now for needles.
Yeah.
Dude, I said, you kidding me? Like the people that like on the street, they just can come and grab a needle, and you don't have needle for the sick man.
You know why? Because they're trying to lower the population. Anything that destroys you, they make it cheap or free and available. For example, they make soda cheap. They make fast food. Garbage food. But you're not going to see 7-Eleven selling prunes and eating good food. You go to a store, you go to a place, you want a nice salad, they charge you $20 for a salad. Meanwhile, double cheeseburger, French fry, and Coca Cola, $5.99.
Yeah, but look, bro, look, this crime is like it's like made out shit. It's like made out by the judicial system. To keep their work, to keep the courts open, and to have the DA and to have the judge and to have all that shit. Otherwise, why would they just catch somebody for robbery and release the next day? To catch him again.
It's all by design because in the big picture, they want to have the crime get so bad to where you beg for a police state. They're already they're already putting drones everywhere now and robot police. You see this? They're already saying in California, well, we don't have enough police, but we're going to start using drones.
Yeah.
They're doing it. And know what they just did in New York this week? They said they're using 60 drones now on the beach to watch for sharks, to let people know. Oh, okay. Who the fuck is flying all these drones? But secondly, that's how they start. Oh, now it's a police drone. This is what
Yeah, and then it's going to be like a research, and then yeah, that's how
it,
it goes.
it's just like RoboCop. This is all part of the plan. You remember RoboCop in the first movie? Oh, they don't have enough police, so we're going to get robots to clean up the streets. I'm telling you, man, this is not going to end well.
Okay.
You don't want robots, patrolling the neighborhood.
Yeah,
It's happening.
well,
It's happening now.
because it's safer. Yeah, they say they
Well,
safer than putting humans putting boots on the ground.
turn on you. I'm telling you, man. I don't trust fucking robots. I don't. I don't.
Josh, you can send me.
Let's say the robot makes a mistake, right? Are you going to go to court and your lawyer's going to talk to the robot, Mr. Robot? And then you shot my client, Sako. Why did you shoot my client? The robot's like, I was authorized for lethal force.
Oh, okay, you win.
What are you going to do?
Well, I don't know, bro. It's just it's going to happen anyway.
It, it's good. So we just accept robots taking over.
Well, yeah, because guess who's making those robots? Our kids.
But that's not a world you want to grow up in. Come on, man. Police state and robots. That's not good. This is not. We're
Then
not.
you move to Alaska off grid, and nobody cares. And do whatever you want,
Yeah,
literally.
until the robots shoot the bears. Drop it.
Yeah. You get a robot to hunt for you.
He said,
Hey, go get me a deer.
yeah, we're pretty sure you have robots in the corner. Are you looking for a good time, baby? He said, yeah. You're going to have the robot prostitute.
Well, yeah, robot like most people think of robot as like human size something or little bigger, little smaller, but robots can be microscopic.
Oh, dude, the government has mosquitoes that can kill you. They fly into your head and they have explosive charge, and you'll die on impact. They have a little. I've seen it. They have a little mosquito that could come up to you. Oh, they can poison you, but they have one that will just fly into your head, and the explosive charge will just crack your skull, and you're dead. So I mean, this
There
is
you go.
real. So I mean, uh, you think what's the big deal? I think that's a problem.
Yeah, and you know who can be working on that? I mean, your classmate that grew up with you, played with you in a Long Island, and then
And
become a scientist. And
but let's say we start getting fake Cuban mosquitoes.
I don't know about fake Cuban mosquitoes, but the malaria mosquitoes are scary.
I
Well,
agree.
mosquitoes kill more people than any other animal in the world.
Oh, they kill more people than anything, not just animals. They mosquitoes kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
They kill more than guns because in third world countries, so many people die of malaria.
Yep.
It is what it
Our
is.
best. It's Fuente, baby.
Baby, Fuente makes you richer, you know.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
That's from Richie.
that thing was smoking fast. I
I'm
think
smoking it fast. It's delicious.
no, but I think the shark smokes faster than the regular Anejo. I don't know why. I think it's because it's box pressed. It's not as fully packed.
Loose, loose, yeah, it's
I think
loose.
because box press it because this thing
Mhm.
was really fully packed. I mean, and I dry boxed it. I mean, it was heavy.
Oh yeah, nails need to be dry, man. You can.
No, no, I dried it out. What I'm saying is this is a 55 gauge but round. It's fully packed. The box press sharks to bend that cigar, they have to be less packed
Right, yeah, yeah,
because I mean that you started.
yeah, and it's lighter for its size too.
Yeah, yeah, but I think the sharks you get. The sharks is a great size. I really like the size. The sharks are great.
It's interesting, boy. And then the smoking. The only problem I'm having with like Eye of the Shark, the regular Don Carlos shark. I always get like wonky burns on that cigar.
Do you dry? Do you let it dry out or not?
Yeah, but like open shark or this shark, I don't have problem with those.
So the Don Carlos you get worse burns. That's interesting.
hmm
Huh.
Maybe I'm thinking the wrapper is like thinner than what's inside.
Or
That
maybe
wrapper,
you maybe you have fake Cuban Fuentes.
it could be that. Maybe they put like yeah fake tobacco, fake Cuban tobacco in there.
You know,
Well,
I mean,
fake Dominican would be what Cubans. It's a fake Dominican.
I think we're at a point where like it's almost impossible to tell because I mean, dude, they had to be selling a lot of fakes online. It's crazy, man.
Or you get stick for stick without a box or anything, stick for stick with the label. You won't be able to tell the difference. 100% I can get the
Yeah,
difference. Unless
you
you
gotta
take it
check
to the
the
lab or whatever.
micro stamping on the black light.
On the box, even the the UV light, those Cohibas are showing everything correct. The labels at least.
Dude, that's why I just don't mess with Cubans. It's too much of a headache. Because even if you're getting the real one, right? Let's say you're getting the real one, guaranteed. They still could have construction issues, and most of the time they're too young. Look at that, Ash. Look at that. You're an expert.
I was smoking it too fast.
That's all right. It's, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm enjoying. Who
you know,
cares?
when you buy Atabey or Fuente, they're ready to be smoked out the box. You don't need 2 more years of age.
Yeah, no.
You know.
Richie looks sleepy.
I am sleepy. I'm very tired.
Had a
Yeah,
tough day, huh?
I had a tough week.
Dude.
I mean, nobody cares.
It's gone now, Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burn right through that.
I'm smoking this one fast.
Yeah. I mean, nobody cares. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
a challenger.
what I see recently was somebody attacking Armenia. I saw recently.
Really? I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to be the Azerbaijan. Well,
Yeah.
there is always like some kind of shooting by the border
It was
there.
along the border. It was along the border. I forget which border though.
Yeah, that's Azerbaijan.
That's a country.
It always is.
What's the country called?
Azerbaijan.
I don't even. That's a country.
Azerbaijan. Uh-huh.
I never even heard of that.
Baku. Have you heard of Baku?
What is it?
Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan.
And what kind
How
of
about Georgia?
what kind of country?
Muslim.
Oh, there's fighting between them and the Armenians.
Yeah.
I
It's
didn't.
been going on for a while, dude. That's like been like 30 years already, back and forth, you know. And then on 2020 was a big one, like 45 days.
Wow.
We lost about 6,000 kids.
Wow, they killed the kids.
Now, all 18-year-old kids go to army. In Armenia, it's a must. So you're 18, you gotta go to army.
Wow,
Yeah. So
that's
the
great.
kids don't even know how to use a freaking rifle yet, man. They just, you know.
Yeah, it's not like in America where kids have guns at 10 years old. They're like, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody sees a gun until they go to army. And
I
then
mean,
all of a sudden they're given an AK and they yalla go.
kids in Chicago have a Glock at 6 years old. You know, like, oh, I got a Glock.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah, in America, like kids, by the time they're 18, they're already professional, like
Yeah,
uh,
especially
field strippers and clean the gun cleaners and all that shit. They reload their own ammo for Christ's sakes, man.
yeah, yeah. They got silencers, they got switches, they got everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a different world. A different world.
but yeah,
Here's what it is.
it is what it is, bro.
You're not going to the range this weekend?
No, I went there last weekend.
Yeah.
I still haven't cleaned my shit.
Wow. Oh, it's probably dirty.
Yep, probably.
Yeah, I clean the same day.
Dude, that day I came and I even missed the show. I came and I don't know, it was too hot at the range, and I came back 4. I said like, let me lay on the sofa. Next thing is my wife waking up. Hey, wake up! It's 11:30. Let's go to bed.
Wow. Yeah, that's a long.
Uh,
Listen,
Yeah, I slept on the sofa. I usually don't sleep that long on the sofa.
shooting tires you out, but then when it's hot, oh my god.
It's hot, man. Hot and sometimes it's windy up there, and the wind and then the dust
Hmm.
becoming like a Iraq up there.
It's hot. Yeah, you
Yeah,
weren't even armor. You know.
it's gonna record it. Some places gonna be like 130 degrees. They said that Death Valley.
Yeah, dude, we're cooking here, man. I think the heat got to me this week because
Yeah,
I've been really tired, and it's been 100. It's been 100 degrees over here.
that's hot, man. Here too.
You know, that's the
But
one I miss about New York, though. That in the summertime it's hot. You go to the beach or you go to like the sound. You know, you go near the water. You know, and
exactly.
there's no water in Colorado. You have to go to the
Now
mountains.
you're landlocked.
Well, if you go to the mountains, there's a lot of rivers and lakes, but in the Denver area, there's nothing. You know?
How is this cool in Arizona?
Oh, Arizona's got to be hot, man. Holy shit.
Well, I think it was in Arizona. This one town, they have this one day that people like fry eggs on the
Yeah.
sidewalk.
Yeah, I saw a woman today in the news in Texas. She cooked a loaf of bread in her mailbox.
Oof, oof, dude. Yeah, that's that's gotta be like 250 at least there. Shit,
And dude, you can have a barbecue in your mailbox.
that's crazy, man.
Can you imagine if you got cigars in the mailbox?
Yeah. Forget about it.
You better take them out right away. You know.
Yeah, but I don't think they even. The only time I get cigars like in the mailbox if it's a private delivery, but the stores they always require a signature.
Well, what you got to get is a mailbox for Cubans and a mailbox for fake Cubans. So, yeah, global warming, my ass.
Well, the Earth was covered in ice 15,000 years ago, not even millions of years ago.
Dude, yeah, believe whatever they tell you. Sure.
But look, no matter what the Mother Nature is gonna do, is do. So it doesn't matter if people kill themselves or create pollution. Who cares?
Dude, we can't. We didn't create this world. We can't destroy this world. We can
Yeah.
sit on.
But one volcano, like in 10 minutes, can do more damage than the humanity has been done for thousands of years.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, well, volcano up in Washington State or wherever. And I mean, there's volcanoes all throughout America, but they're dormant. But if they go off, let's say in upstate New York, if they go off,
Yeah, yeah. Look, the fires, how they covered the whole New York City, bro. And then the ash from a volcano travels, and it can cover a big territory.
what about the flood? We had floods in Vermont.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's
It's a cycle. It's
billions of dollars in damage.
oh, 100 years for a human life. It's for nature is not even a second. So,
It is what
but
it is. I mean,
it is what it is.
smoke your best shit. Dude, I think the Cuban government is part of the fakes because there's too much money to be made. You know what I'm saying? No, I think they're part of it. You know, I think they're part of it. That's my opinion on that.
Well, I'm telling you, the whole Cuban cigars they go to China. Chinese like 50% what Habanos makes goes straight to China because in China it's more expensive and people have interest in the brand and in the government too.
So it's just got to be the ultra rich in China.
Yeah. hmm
In China, you got to be
And those
rich.
people, those guys, they know their cigars, man. They really know their cigars.
Yeah.
So I mean, they don't mind to spend 2,000 on one cigar and smoke it. Yeah, which 8 million the whole year they make 8 million cigars, bro. China has 1.2 billion people.
Wait, so Cuba only makes 8 million cigars?
Yeah, if that.
Dude,
Well,
eight.
Habanos makes 8 million cigars.
Okay, so there's way more fakes. There have to be fakes, a lot of
There
fakes.
is there is way more fakes, but it's not again. It is a fake brand or fake tobacco. Now that's the thing. When we're saying fake, that's what I'm interested in. I mean, some of those cigars that farmers make, it's not fake. It's not fake Cuban.
I'm not saying it's not real Cuban tobacco. I'm saying, but it's an
Yeah.
authorized production. You know what I'm saying, though? But if the government wanted to crack down on it, they would arrest farmers for doing that. I think they're making too much money.
But and then there's this other thing I've heard of. Um, like it depends who's distributing the cigars. Because if the cigars are not distributed by authorized distributors of the regional, every region has their authorized they're like pretty much like 3 or 4 distributors all over the world, right? There's like one in Hong Kong, one in Switzerland, and and
One, one in England.
uh, Europe. Well, Europe maybe there is 2 at one is China and Hong Kong. There is maybe 2, but then one is North America, North and South America, whatever.
Yeah, you're talking about the Canada and Mexico.
Hmm. And then all of the South America.
Okay,
So,
what happens when the fake people they perfect the security features?
well, apparently everything is perfected. You know. Helen, let me try to show you something. For example, that I've been looking on this few days, right? So so look, let's say that, right? Okay, now you got that, right? Okay, nothing. You got that. Okay, now, okay, let's say that's fake, right? But then again, which Anthony says, I mean, they can do that too. But let me just kind of get it out. Okay, so let's say all of this doesn't match with the box number with you know all the details and shit. Now I gotta look the words and find the mistake if there is a mistake on this.
Right.
But look at that. You see that? Okay, now look here. Look here. Opa. See that three dots?
Yeah.
Okay, so there are no dots here. You can't see those dots.
Do it again. Do it again.
Those dots only come on a real one. See how the and then there is the code here. There is a number. Let me bring it closer. Okay, see that? There is a number right there. See that number?
Yeah.
Okay, there is no number, nothing here. And also, if you look closely, except that number, see those? The Behike, the Cohiba things, green color.
Yeah.
So on a real cigar, there is nothing. Look at.
But even then, what if they're getting the real bands on a fake cigar? So,
Yeah.
Taco, who makes the bands?
Look, the three dots, the four dots right there. And then in the back, every cigar has the number right there. Look. And then the heads of the Cohiba heads.
Yeah, but
That's on a reserve, I think.
who makes the bands?
I don't know who makes the bands.
I mean,
Look at like
even if it's let's just say it's fake, it looks like a really good cigar.
it is a real good cigar, bro. I mean, look at the quality, and then the quality, the craftsmanship, the everything. Look at that's
Yeah,
a triple cup right there.
that's a
That
perfect.
cigar is like really packed, and it stands by its own. Yeah, it's weird, man. I mean, if you look at the cigar, look at that. That's nothing sloppy there. Nothing like. I mean, I don't know. And the whole box is like that.
Yeah, I mean those cigars look perfect.
These cigars are perfect, bro.
And how much was that box?
This box, uh, well, originally it's 2,500, but it was on sale. I bought it for 1,800. And this paper, if you hold it under the heat, it ravels. Look at that. Look at
Well,
that.
that's another security feature.
That's another security feature.
Oh my god.
See that? So I don't know, bro. I don't know what the hell is going on. I mean, if somebody can fake this and this is like perfectly made solid wood box, with
Yeah,
everything.
that's a nice box. I mean,
That
but
is a nice box. Look,
okay,
everything is like a quality in there.
yes, but what did Anthony P say about that cigar? Did he say it was fake?
Yeah, he said everything is fake. Look, that's the hinges right there.
Okay, well, but what did he say was fake on that?
Huh?
What did he say was fake on that?
The top thing, uh, that
The tax stamp?
yeah, the tax stamp. When you look at the tax stamp right there, let me put it high up somewhere so you can see. Also, I can bring it closer.
Okay,
So that stamp right there,
yeah. Oh, you shouldn't see through it. You say,
yeah, this right here shouldn't have any numbers. That leaf right there,
right?
see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any numbers there.
So in that case, they're copying the tax stamp.
They're copying, yeah, they're copying. So, no, that's like coat of arms for Cuba. But what is it? Is the okay? The coat of arms is here too. Is the same thing, right? Like right there. See that?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And here on this one, it's supposed to have those numbers. That's still the part of the serial number. See that numbers right there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So basically, what they did, instead of coming up with the hologram, they just copied the coat of armor and then put it on there. But if you see, like here, for example, there is another serial number, and there's like 8 serial numbers all over the box.
Isn't the box registered with the government?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It was, man. It was authenticity check.
But didn't he say?
So I did all that, but you know,
Did he say you could fake that too?
yeah, he said they make everything. So then, if there is this saying, if somebody can fake Van Gogh, that nobody can figure it out that it's fake.
That's a lot of work, man.
No, you know, I just don't understand. But it's like, uh, so if somebody gives you like single cigar, like if you buy a single cigar without a box, how you gonna know with the holograms on the label and everything? And every cigar in the back, the dark light that they were showing the serial number, they match the box, they match the serial numbers on the
Well,
box.
what if you buy another box from them and it has the same serial number? Then you know it's fake.
Well, yeah, I don't want to spend another 1800,
But
1800.
you understand what I'm saying? No, what,
They buy another thing.
what he said there was a lot of people with the same box with the same numbers. Then you know they just copied one box. You know?
Yeah. Okay. So then I used to have a box of Talisman, and I bought another one. Let's see if it's same serial number. And one is 2014 or 27, both for 2017. No, Talisman is 2017. Let me see if I can get that box.
That's just insanity, man.
Dude, it's insanity, and it's driving me nuts because look, I mean,
But here's the thing, though, Sacco. It's not like Anthony P was trying to be a dick. This is what they do.
no, 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 not at all, bro. I trust him. I mean, look, I was going to spend another fucking couple of thousand before he said stop, don't do it. And I really appreciate it. I'm just my mind boggling. Like, I mean, I guess it's worth the money for them to go through all that everything. But if they can make it so perfect, then what is the difference between them and the government? Oh, okay. Let me see. I wish I can find it, bro. Oh, here it is. Okay, so no, this is Bolivar. That's not it. I got excited. So if I can find it, then we can put it next to each other. And this is my garage box collection.
Oh wow.
Shit, I have so many boxes. Those are the Picarios. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I got it. Okay, so if
I mean,
so, pretty much was Anthony was saying it's got to be different number, right? From box to box.
besides, there's no fake AJ Fernandez.
Okay, so okay, so this one and this one, they both October 2017. Here, let's see, 20244, and this one, oh, 20205.
Okay.
Not even the same, bro.
The same cigar.
Same cigar, Talisman. Same year, 2017, right there.
Yeah, but did he say those are fakes?
Huh?
Did he say those are fakes?
Yeah. Let's see. That's crazy, man. Okay, that's that. Understand.
Yeah, but zoom in, zoom in. Can you see through it?
Let me see.
Yes. The stamp doesn't cover everything.
Oh, look, this one. This one doesn't even have that numbers. See that?
Yeah.
See, that one doesn't have that numbers.
So that's a good one then.
Okay, and then let me swap them. Oh, this one has it. Look,
What the fuck?
right there. Look.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do it again. Swap them. Look, I don't see no numbers there though. Right?
Where's the number gonna be?
Okay, number is let me get something here for sure. Okay, here. Okay, so let me put the one that has numbers. I want to swap them.
This is very technical.
Okay, here. Right. See this pen?
Yeah.
See that right there?
Oh yeah.
Right there.
Okay. So you're not supposed to see that.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any numbers there. Look, so that, and then I swap it, and then this one, we're still looking, right there, right there.
So that one's real.
Uh I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm assuming
Okay. So, but do both cigars taste the same?
they both, yeah, they both came from the same supplier.
Well, remember what happened with Monte Fortuna? Monte Fortuna from the same supplier had real and fakes. Remember?
Yeah, but Monte Fortuna has a video about fake cigars online, and that's what I watched. And then, Anthony said the same thing, and then I paid attention to it, and then that's how I figured it out. I mean, that's how I kind of got the thing. But okay, here's the two boxes side by side. The empty one was no numbers, and then this one had the numbers.
Okay,
But
but
it's like everything is like
Everything looked the same.
It's not printed on it. It's the same box, same people, same place I bought it from.
What about the back?
Huh?
Show me the back of each. How come the stamps are in different spots?
Exactly. So this shouldn't be a paint. This is a burnt in there. It's like they put a stamp. There is no ink. But according to some, the stamp always need to be at the bottom. But the empty one, this is the stamp when it looks like legit. This is the bottom. This is a Bolivar. Let's check this one out. Let me get another box to put it on top.
This a lot of work.
So it's freaking weird, man. I've been like,
Why I so drunk.
look, that one doesn't have any numbers. That's how it's supposed to be, right there,
All right, yeah,
right there. See that?
yeah. Well,
I don't know,
that tax stamp looks a little brighter.
huh?
That tax stamp looked a little brighter. It looked more legit.
Yeah. See, when you bring it out, nothing. You take it back in, and you see it. So this one, look, doesn't have that. Then I don't know. So it's the same supplier. I don't know which one is which. I'm confused and like if I get one of the old ones from that box, where is it? Let me find one. So this is the from the first box.
Mhm.
Here, that's the first box, and this is the full one. Beautiful cigars, man. Okay, so they're side by side,
Two different boxes,
different boxes,
and they look like the same cigar.
and different serial numbers. The boxes have different serial numbers too. I don't know, man. It's just freaking. It's now I'm like fucking like burning to know. you know,
What you need to do, you need to have, uh, what's his name? What's that guy's name?
Anthony.
No. Uh, what's his name? The guy from Cuba.
Oh, oh yeah. This is another one here.
No, what's the guy's name?
Okay, look. See that? The numbers right there.
Uh,
See the numbers right there?
yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly, those numbers shouldn't be there.
Yeah, but who's the dictator?
Everything else is like,
But who's the dictator from Cuba?
oh, Castro.
You need Fidel Castro to come there and find out.
There, the numbers. I don't know. Fidel Castro, he's dead, man.
Nah, they cloned him. You can bring him back.
Oh, anyway, and
Yeah,
that's that. And that's the Cuban meat.
I know. I know Fidel Castro's dead. Glock. What I'm saying is that's the only way you're gonna know, because he's gonna know the tobacco. You know.
Yeah, especially Cohiba is made for him.
Dude, honestly, that would frustrate me. You spent all that money, and even if half of them are fake, I'd be so mad.
Dude, yeah, but well, I'm just like I don't care because the cigars taste good. That's the point.
No,
Maybe it's overpaid, whatever. I understand, but how you gonna find the other ways to test them? Like you can. That Cohiba Robustos at one site I looked, it was like they're $1,800.
that's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's $90 a cigar.
And they're Robusto cigars. They're small, like they're not like big cigars. So, yeah,
Well, you know what? I would hold off right now.
hold off on what?
I'll buy more Cubans.
No, yeah, no, I'm smoking, man. I'm not gonna buy any more Cubans. I wasn't gonna buy any more cigars, but today again, I bought 2 boxes.
What'd you buy?
Didn't you see I posted it?
Maybe I forgot. Which ones?
I bought the Nicaragua Davidoff, the 10 anniversary,
That's gonna be real.
the box, and then the Cohiba, the Serie M, 7.50, the new one.
Those are gonna be real.
Yeah. So I don't know where I'm gonna put it, dude. Well,
Dude,
now that
that
maybe
Dave,
I can take my fake Cubans out of the humidor and put real cigars.
dude, that Davidoff is gonna be good.
Yeah, I hope so. I never. I don't know if that one is box pressed. No, I don't think so. Maybe I needed to try the box pressed of the Nicaragua, man.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that cigar. They made it 6 by 56. It's big.
Yeah,
Why'd they make it so big?
I don't know. Maybe to change the blend because the Nicaragua didn't have a like larger gauge.
Yeah, the Nicaraguan ones I was smoking had 50, 52, not 56.
Right.
That's 56 is
But
big.
have you smoked the box pressed? I never smoked the box pressed.
The box press I think is even better on the Davidoff. It's really nice.
Yeah, I want to try those too. This one is gone. My
Oh,
bad.
I think on that note, I'm gonna get going. I'm probably going to bed soon. Richie, I needed coffee tonight. Richie's tired.
Rich is tired, man. Rich is exhausted.
Dude, I've been having a lot of stress at the house. You know what I'm going through, and she's. I don't want to go into my problems, but besides her being sick, she's very stressed out and
I know, man. It's not easy, dude.
other things. So it's not happy time here. It's not. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, lounge care,
She's
brother.
so worried about. She's
Trying
saying
to make you.
the cancer's spreading. I'm gonna die, and this and that. And then I try to cheer her up or say, "No, you're not." And she's like, "Oh, you don't fucking care." And it's like, no matter what I say,
No matter, bro. No matter.
everything's gonna be okay. Then she says, "No, it's not." And you okay. And then if I say, "Oh no, okay, well, yeah, maybe it's."
Oh, well, words are bullshit. Just show her some love and affection. Words
But
is
I think it's too new. She can't be consoled.
it's much, boy. It is too
No,
much. I
I
mean,
just stay out of the way. I just it's not.
that's like a life changing shit, man. It's serious.
It's not just they have to remove the breasts to replace them. They're saying that the cancer could be invasive, which means it's growing. And if it's
Yeah.
even if they do chemo, then it could have went to the lymph nodes, and then you understand, and then that's it. So when she went to this doctor this week, who told them more accurate information, and the fact that she's having pain, and the doctor said that's a bad sign that you're having pain because that means it's spreading. It's not just there. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, like I'm doing my best.
It's tough, bro. It's
I'm
it's
doing
it's really tough. But
my best to
I mean,
keep the lounge
I
together.
mean, you look, you come on a show, at least like for a couple hours, we just bullshit and like,
I mean,
take your mind off of it. But
I would be lying to you guys and say everything's fine over here. It's not. It's she's in a bad place. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do or say. I'm gonna be the bad guy.
it's just affection and love and taking care of her. That's I mean, that's all you can do, pretty much.
Doesn't want that right now. She doesn't want anything. She just wants to be left alone, and
Yeah,
that
exactly.
so that's tough.
Tough.
That's
It's
tough.
fucking tough, dude.
She's
It's really tough.
alone, and I'm not gonna go into the rest, but it is what it is.
For the strength, and eating, those are main. I mean, she has to eat, man. She has to eat.
Dude, I've been through this with other family members, and once people, I saw my mother when she got sick, and then she started losing the mind because you yell that fear, and then if it really is that bad, it's like, all right, well, this is coming, and I can't beat this, and then it's a terrible thing to see people give up, and there's nothing
Yeah,
you. So what
yeah.
that with the surgery and then the chemo, it could be, you know, give her more time, but that's in the future. But right now, you understand what I'm saying? No, it's
100%, brother. 100%.
live, live. So it
I
is.
mean, eh,
Uh,
no, you can't. I mean, you can't be any worse situation than that. I mean, it's a thing that, like, if I like think about it, sometimes you say it better happen to me than to my wife, or like
yeah,
you you know.
it, it is what it is. There's nothing I do about it, and she's, once we're left alone, or she gets into this thing where, oh, just leave me because I'm gonna die, and just move out now and move
Oh
on with.
my God, yeah,
No,
yeah,
but so then it's like you just feel like a bad guy. You're like, well, I can't. What the fuck do I? You know what I'm saying? So I can't even get mad at her. So I'm just like, okay, just leave it alone because when someone's not in the right state.
exactly. Yeah, how you gonna
When
get mad?
dude, you've been alive longer than me.
Yeah,
People,
that's not gonna help.
people get sick. When they start, they change. You know what I'm saying? Though
Yeah.
they
Well, I mean, come on, that's a serious shit. I mean, I mean, like, you want to go to tooth doctor, you're like stressing out over it for a week. That's just like going to tooth doctor.
no,
That's
yes.
not,
This
that's not easy, bro.
week, even though she gave her more truth, it made it worse because the first doctor's like, "Well, we'll just cut off your boobs, we'll give you new boobs, and you'll be fine." But the second doctor's like, read all the information. She's like, "I don't know why the first person told you that." She's like, "This looks like it's growing, looks like it's spreading. I'm gonna have a team of doctors. Look at all your notes, look at all your results, and uh, they're saying because if it's invasive, but when they do the biopsies, they're saying that even that can make it spread. So it's like, okay, so they have to test it to make sure, see if it's cancer and see what kind it is. But then just by testing it, they can make it worse. So it's like, this doctor today pretty much told her, it's not good, and that just destroyed her. It destroyed her. You know, it's
Yeah, it's not easy, man. I feel you, bro. I totally feel you. But yeah, I mean, it's easy when it's easy to say whatever. But unless you're the
it
one who
is
bears pain,
when her family had the same issue, but they had it older, but didn't have pain. So the fact that she's having pain, the doctor says that's worse because that means it's probably spreading and bigger than just a lump of cancer. So
right?
it's pain, and she's getting shooting pain. Once it shoots into the lymph nodes, it just goes through your body and you die. So she's at the point where like, all right, well, if it's spreading like that, in her mind, like she's like, I only have. So it's a very. I'm hoping that the surgery and whenever they do it. Hopefully, I think it's going to be probably later August when they do the surgery. But
Why
then,
are they letting that long to go?
dude, dude. It's not like you think it happens in one day. This is actually fast.
Right? Yeah.
The doctor like 2 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago from the beginning. So for the fact that she's already seen the second person and the specialist and did more testing, and now they have the tumor people looking at it, and then from there, then probably next week they're going to give her the surgery date, which is very fast. They're probably going to do the surgery maybe in like 3 weeks, maybe a little, give or take 3 4 weeks. So that's pretty fast. But then if she has to do the chemo, which she probably does, that's a whole other issue. Then you lose all the hair and everything else, and
Right.
so it's. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not a happy place right here. It's not.
I understand, brother. I
I'm not
I
even. I'm
totally
not
understand.
Oh, I just wish no. It's like there's nothing.
We're just talking and joking, take on the text, whatever. But I totally get your situation. That's
Really,
like 100%
really
serious stuff you're going through.
is what it is. It is.
And you know,
I can do about it.
it's not that like I can send you a couple of opus and you'll be happy.
No problem.
Dude.
Nothing. Listen, I would give up cigars to make her get better.
Yeah, I understand that.
And then like if any time I try to make you feel better, it turns into an argument, and then she's like, "Oh, your stress is making my cancer worse." Then I'm like, "Okay, so I'll stay away." But then I stay away, and if she's sitting on the balcony, she'll sit out here for a couple hours just zoning
Just
out.
don't say stuff. Sometimes take her tea or fruits or just
There's nothing I can do. And then you see
yeah. There's nothing you can do, bro.
if I leave her by herself, she gets mad. Oh, why did you leave by myself? But then when I come out here, she's like, "Leave me alone. I want to be alone." So I don't. I'm gonna go live in a tent. I'm gonna go live in a tent. I'm ready. I'm ready to go live in a tent because there's nothing I can do. Everything I do is wrong, and I don't want to make it worse for her. I don't want to stress her out. So
Right, right,
I,
yeah.
I, I feel
You
terrible.
can on nothing. It's that situation that you need patience right now.
It's draining me, and I still go to work every day. I get up at 5 o'clock, so it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, bro, it is what it is. It's not easy, man. I mean, we can say all kind of words, but it's yeah.
It's terrible, because the whole thing I feel so bad. And like her mother just paid for to get her hair done, and she got her hair colored, it looks so pretty. But her mother, she wanted to get her hair done one more time because she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose my hair." So it's like oh my, it's sad. It's
Well,
sad.
bro, the hair. Look, the hair will grow back. It's important to
Yeah,
get rid
but
of the cancer. Look, my mother-in-law, she went through the cancer, and the doctor offered her a wig, and she said, "I don't need no wig. It is what it is. If I'm bald, so what? The people see me, I'm bald. That's it. I mean,
she's a young girl,
but
35.
yeah, as a young girl, it's yeah,
It's
yeah,
different when you're older. You're like, I just want to survive. At 35, no girl wants to lose this, and then
no.
the hair, and then maybe that's not even enough because they're saying it's spreading.
But
So
how that shit started, man? Is it like genetic? She had that for the.
yeah, the women in her family get it, but they were all 50 years old. She got it at 35. So that's what's scary, which is actually worse because, to have it that young, they're saying that I don't want to, understand. The whole thing makes me sad. So,
I totally get it, brother. I really, I mean, I know what you're going through, and it's not easy. And I wish the words can help, but
uh, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it.
you gotta be a rock, like a rock, and patience, and and
But
and
she should know that there's nothing I can do for her. She wants nothing. There's nothing. Everything I'm done trying. I'm just gonna be quiet because anything I try or do is wrong, and then it makes her more mad. So I'm just gonna shut up and you know, you know,
yeah.
she's not like me, so she doesn't want to talk about it. Like if I try to cheer her up, no, it doesn't. So it is what it is. That's why we got this stupid place.
Well, it's it's a tough spot. She's in a tough spot, but little by little, once the surgery, and then if she starts to moving towards be getting better, then she'll realize that it's not over till it's over. So hopefully
Well, we'll find out with the tumor doctors when they let us know probably this week.
yeah.
It doesn't look good. I'm just not gonna lie to you. To me, I went to my mother, and this seems pretty fast. The way it's going and the amount of pain she's in. So
So did they prescribe her any painkillers, or is she taking any meds?
no, no.
Well, how
So
about THC? Why don't you try that? Like,
there's nothing I can tell her. If she wants to do something, she'll do it. You understand that? She doesn't take advice from me. So anything I say,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Though, if I had the cure, she wouldn't listen to me. So I love her, but she's very stubborn. So it doesn't, you know, it is what it is. You know.
Well, it's a tough spot, man. You know, you can't blame her. You know,
No, I'm not mad at her at all. What can I say? I just there's nothing, It's like the life was taken out of her, and
yeah, it's just when you were feeling okay, you were
I
doing good, and
would like the better apartment, we're saving money on rent.
life always gonna find challenges for people, man.
It is what it is. If she wants to be left alone, doesn't want me here, I'll come move in a tent in your backyard, and that's that.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I don't know. Or I don't know. I'll go live in my Corolla.
Don't worry, Richie. I have a bedroom.
Yeah,
You don't. You
yeah,
don't need to live in a tent.
it's okay. I'll pay rent. I'll organize your cigars.
By smoking them, yeah,
Yeah.
we can see
I'll,
which one
I'll
is real or which one is fake.
review all your Cubans.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, anyways, bro, I'm gonna go. I don't want to talk about my problems. That's what it is.
Richie. Well, dude, we're here to listen. That's it's not just here for bullshit. It's a brotherhood here, and we listen. Yeah. Unfortunately, there is nothing that we can do to help. That's. But at least you can not forget about it, but bullshit with us a little bit and get it off of your chest,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
off of your mind.
It is what it is, man. I'm gonna go to sleep, bro.
Richie, you take care of yourself, my friend.
Guys, you be good. Eat your.
Thank you. Thanks for the show. Thanks
All right,
for the lounge.
all right. I'll see you around, bro. All right.
Don't forget about lounge. Lounge cares.
I appreciate it. I'll see you around, guys.
Take care, Big D.
Bye.
Bye, brother.